is nobody!
Somewhere when I looked away for a second. Anyway, you found a Diglett buried in the ground. You definitely have a talent for finding Diglett. It was sticking out. If it's okay, will you find all the other Diglett too? Sure, buddy. Yeah, this is how you get invasive species. This is literally how invasive species start. Words can't express how grateful I am. They're gonna edge the regular Diglett out of their territory. What? You brought and lost track of 150 Diglett? What the hell, dude? What do you mean 150 of them?
Has not experienced Dokapon Kingdom yet, but I think it's worth saying that that game I think has changed us as players, and we're coming back to Mario Party Monthly, and we've all united against the CF.
I want no, you took that from me. No.
I spoke too soon, I guess.
Okay, so
I like that. Wow.
Does feed you keywords.
While you are trying to figure out what to say,
yeah.
she's just aimlessly walking in a circle. What is happening?
Why were you in a detaining cell?
Okay.
What? How did you get sneak from that?
Why were you in a detaining cell?
I'm waiting for your instructions.
Why were you in a detaining cell?
I'm waiting for your instructions.
Why were you in a cell?
My sign is no parking. Now let's get a move on.
What?
Why were you imprisoned?
I'm waiting for your instructions.
Why were you detained?
The table. Okay.
Holy shit.
Well, I guess we're looking at the table now. Thank God.
Why were you in a detaining cell?
We're checking here together, aren't we?
Yo, fuck you.
Jesus Christ.
Check.
Chat, would you guys keep this to yourselves?
He's not going to find out the truth.
I do not trust Seren.
There's 16 people here. Someone's gonna screw up.
Seren's not here either. That's the other thing.
Oh, she'll check. I believe she will.
No, she won't. There's no way. Maybe. I don't know. You're right. I don't know. Seren is very thorough in everything that she does.
Oogie boogie for Smash Ultimate. Do it, cowards.
That was really good.
Fuck,
Okay.
that was awesome.
Any red card. Thank God.
I'm so fucking happy we got far enough at least to see that.
I am too. I kind of want to see the animations for this part too. Not because I think it'll be like anything spectacular
on Switch, and I do have to say that I think the Switch version speeding it up does.
Matt.
Just hang out there.
Don't panic. Don't panic.
Oh my God.
Hang out.
Hey Joe, this level's mandatory.
Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be?
Man, in a few months, this is good. This channel's gonna get really fun. Oh my God.
Thank God for those weird hit detection moves.
I already regret deciding that I'm going to play this game with tank controls, but I don't care. I'm going to play this fucking game with tank controls the way God intended. I've played 3 Silent Hill games, motherfuckers. I can do this. Oh no! There's evil in the residence! Ah, shit. Okay, this is not going great. This is already bad. This is already super bad. This has actually already gone as poorly as it going to decide to walk into the water. Before you decide to do that, might I give you an alto— Oh, Jesus! Okay, well, you know, here I'd hoped that we could have a fucking conversation, but now there's a bird.
On points, allowing you to proceed with the mission. Okay, examine anything suspicious, whatever that means.
What's suspicious?
Yeah.
What? Oh.
I guess this place sells clothes? I mean, this is all fake anyway, right?
You mean life of the video game?
Anyway. Oh, fuck. Is that an invisible wall?
Oh my god!
Neat. I have a bad feeling that guy's not going to stay down. God, how do stairs work? No, haha, he didn't stay down. Does he have a gun? What the fuck? Why does he have a gun?
Go straight to hell, bouncy man. There's no bouncing in hell because it goes down.
Great. Well, what happened to the layout?
All babies
look.
have tank controls. That's just being realistic, Seren. Have you seen them waddle?
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever tried to control a baby,
What?
but those babies
Is the
control a
layout
tank.
okay?
It looks great.
What the heck?
That was so genuine.
The Rise of Witch King, like the lead Nazgul.
I made
Read some Tolkien.
What
I
happened?
made a mistake.
What's going on, Xander?
Okay. Okay. It's my turn. Too.
Just leave it. Just leave it and keep playing.
Xander, what the fuck happened here?
Hold on. Oh gosh. So much is happening right now.
Why is the furry chart on this? What's going on? I don't have the screen.
Review it.
Yeah, do a video feature, ranking of the Drews, like James talking about. And Justin, and you guys are right. Playing Nancy Drew should be the thing that earns you Mario Party, but I think of Mario Party Monthly as like we're paying our dues to like not have to experience the like torture is inevitable for all
Hey,
four of us.
some of the
Like,
Nancy Drew games are good. The one I just handed you is not, but some of them are good.
Some of
Wait.
them are good.
wait,
Are you accusing Alex of cog racism?
Well, listen, I'm just saying. If he thinks all cogs are the same and doesn't appreciate their unique heritage and culture, maybe there's something we need to talk to him about.
I mean, please inform me. They looked exactly the same in the menu, but that could just be my ignorance and not.
It just gets worse the longer we talk.
You know, it wasn't
Gonna have to
until
work
like
for that.
earlier this year that I realized that the bob-ombs standing in the back are like referees checking if the ball is out.
Are they alive? Are they okay?
Yeah, if the
Although
ball
they explode under certain circumstances.
if the ball goes out, they explode.
Holy shit!
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, if the ball goes out, they die. They sacrifice their lives so that we know who hit the ball out of bounds.
Alright, so we made the wrong decision, and now we're gonna die. That's what happens when you jump into lava like a fucking idiot, kids. Don't forget. Learn this lesson your poppy had to learn himself. What's the chance of this game showing up on OSC? Maybe in episode 800. If we get to episode 800, you can fucking quote me on this. If we get to an episode 800, we will not. I will do this game.
Dark Plum.
Okay, we're gonna do this. Fuck angles. Who needs them?
Oh shit!
Apparently not you. All right, you know.
Dark Plum does not need. Dark Plum does not need mathematics.
Dark Plum is God. All right, I'm gonna try this again. Here we go, baby.
Geometry.
Dark Plum lives in the realm between the angles.
Whoa!
No! I should have made it power. Fuck. Okay. All right. Fine. Fuck off! Oh God, I'm at +5. All right. Well, I'm giving up on that.
Okay, title screen. Let's go.
Why'd you go to the title screen?
Why did I go to the title screen?
Vega X is the best channel on all of YouTube.
I just died because I misclicked the dialogue box.
Fuck yeah, you did.
Wait, what's happening? What's happening?
Thank you for plugging Yo Vega X,
Of course.
Alex.
As a member of the fan club, I had to do my part.
Jump speed.
What are we doing?
Somebody.
Is this a point and click?
No.
Okay. There's a game here, kind of.
Here's the game.
It's not fair.
Well, it's fair that it's not fair.
I think it's unfair that it's not fair.
I think it's unfair that you think it's not fair, but I think it's fair that it's not fair.
You know what? Fair point.
I think society's unfair.
I think you're
Okay,
fairly right
Joker.
about that. You know, in Mario Party 6, there's a board called Fair Square. It's a really good board. It's got, like,
What's up,
Kingdom Hearts-
Pixie?
it's got, like,
You definitely need it.
Gonna be in right now. I was a film student.
I feel like we would be friends.
I mean, I'm not. My degree didn't get me anything. I'm working in an office.
Can we go? Daisy?
Daisy, you good, buddy?
What are you doing, Daisy?
Oh, I narrowly missed the world record.
But I'll teach you the code, just like I promised. I can tell you only once, though, so pay close attention. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You all are the worst fucking... You all are the worst. I didn't know this could happen.
Like when you say, well, what do you do when you run out of pages? You buy the other notebook. That might be a hustle.
No, because they proved that they could just release one that had more pages.
Well, technology advances. We all know that.
Fuck you.
I think my notebook's a hustle.
I've never done that. But what'd you think?
I think for an NES game, it's really good. It holds up. The music is really nice. I don't think it's like the best art on NES, but it's earlier than like the stuff that came later. It's not.
It's iconic,
Mega Man
but
by any means, but it is iconic. Yeah.
It is what it is. Yes, yes.
And I think Mario is very responsive. but I'm not sure if I like the kind of controls that you get from Mario, because he's very slippery and very heavy.
Yeah.
Like, he can turn on a dime. He can speed up really, really fast.
He's just way more refined in 3.
Yeah.
Why are you leaving this? Why are you asking?
All right, we are here. One of these days, I'm going to learn that not to stream PC games.
You've got a bit of an echo. I think I've
Ooh,
got
yep,
both your
didn't mute
audios
on,
there.
Didn't mute on my laptop there. Okay.
Now we're good.
Okay, so I think the stream's getting game audio and everything correctly, right?
I think let me turn it up for a second.
Yeah, I'm trying to unmute the stream on my laptop, but my laptop's not having a very good time right now, which is weird, but sometimes that's just how it happens. Oh, I'm not getting. I didn't. Unmute,
I was gonna say I
didn't
think I
unmute the
have
video
game
game
audio.
on my. I didn't unmute it on my. Like I'm not getting the game audio because I didn't unmute it.
Oh, there it is.
Expertly done on my part. All right.
We are running this stream exactly as well as Recore was developed.
Yeah. By the way, every time the game just disappears, that's because it minimizes when it's not the active window, and I need to change something in OBS. So we're all gonna get through that together.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
Spin Dash says game audio is a wee bit loud.
I figured it would be.
It's a great soundtrack though, so you gotta just let it blare.
My webcam's darker than normal, but the sun's gonna go down, so whatever. It's fine. It's totally
Is that gonna help? Will that make it darker?
Well, it's because it's so the webcam that I'm using is the visible space in the webcam is much bigger than it's showing up on stream. That's why
so it's adjusting for the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I kind of look grainy and low resolution on the stream because I'm zoomed in so much. But this webcam setup, because of the depth of field, looks more flattering for me.
Yeah.
And when it's blurrier, you can't see my beard shadow. That makes me feel dysphoric. So, really, I'm just kind of...
Thanks, webcam.
Yeah. So, once I switch back to, like, the more high-definition webcam that actually objectively looks better, that's when you know that, like, the laser sessions are going really well. But, okay. So, Recore.
Recore.
Double check our settings here and everything. These look pretty normal. Should camera motion blur be on?
I'm a fan of motion blur, but that's a personal preference.
What is Reconstruction DX11 and Reconstruction Disc? What's the? I assume DX11 is DirectX, but like.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
I'll just put Reconstruction and we'll see what happens.
Sure. I'm used to the settings for motion blur being about how strong it is, not how it's going to generate it.
Yeah. All right. So, is there anything that I need to know before this video game starts?
Have you, do you know anything about Recore? Like, have
Not
you...
really, no. I played like the first 10 minutes of it when I first got Game Pass, and have not touched it since. I don't remember anything about it.
Okay. That's good. This will be a totally fresh experience then.
We're probably going to mess with HUD scale later once I can actually see the HUD, but we'll worry about that. All right, here we go. Okay. All right. It was originally Core, and after Microsoft acquired development, they remade it. I can live that. The planet Far Eden.
Is Recore in Game Pass Core?
I have no idea. I've never had to worry about Game Pass Core because I have PC, so.
Yeah.
Far Eden. It wasn't supposed to be like this.
Go on, Mac. It's over there.
But if anyone could set things right, Jewel, I knew it would be you.
Okay, we're looking for a power source.
We're getting right into
It's
it.
the only way we're gonna get our crawler back online.
Do I have VSync on? Doesn't feel like I do. Okay, I guess I do. All right.
Do you have the scent, Mac?
Does it not feel VSync?
Then let's track it down.
Not really, but maybe this game just doesn't like being at 120 FPS.
Yeah.
So, let me see what happens if I put it at 60.
I will say, like, the stream looks fine, but the stream to Discord, I don't think likes 120
oh no,
FPS.
the stream to Discord doesn't like anything.
Yeah,
I set
no,
the Twitch. I recently changed the Twitch stream to be locked to 30 FPS because I was realizing that I was starting to get really bad bitrate problems. So
That makes
decided,
sense.
All right, 30 FPS, make the picture clearer.
Yep.
Stream
My
doesn't
exoframe
need
is
60
working fine.
FPS. As much as I
Thrusters are
do.
recharging just like they should.
Yeah, so I locked it to 60 FPS and it looks a lot better now. I'm guessing it's just that this is an
Yeah,
older
probably.
game
It's an Xbox One game. They probably did not have 120 FPS in mind when they made it.
There. An opening at the top of the cliff. That's our way in.
Ooh, these things don't look like they like me.
bites.
No.
XP.
Hey!
Yeah.
They're attacking us.
It's an RPG 3D platformer third-person shooter Metroidvania Zelda-like
Core bot frames.
with a dog.
Looks like the scavenger bots have picked them clean.
We're just pressing buttons to see what they do at this point. Charge shot. This really is Metroid.
Yeah.
Wow.
Though I suppose we could also blame the charge shot on Inafune. That's like everybody working on the game just agreed on a charge shot.
I mean, everything needs a charge shot, right?
Yeah.
Oh, the dog talks.
Yeah. He's your little robot buddy. He's Prince Tricky.
He talks without voice acting.
Saves a lot of money.
All right, let's make our way to
GX
the
says
top.
solid
Lead the way,
double
Mac.
jump here.
It is, like, weirdly more of a platformer than I expected it to be when it came out.
I'm not a big fan of the double jump animation, but I do think
Right
like the
behind you.
range of the double jump is pretty good.
Yeah. Something I do like is, like, a lot of 3D platformers will give you, like, a little drop shadow for where you're going to land when you're
Most
jumping.
people on Earth
This
are
game just puts a
far
bright
in
green
the sun
circle
under
there,
rocks and sand.
which I
But
like.
some of us saw a future paradise.
Okay, so Earth is fucked, and we came here to try to
Whoa,
unfuck
careful, boy.
civilization.
Yes.
It's a long way down. Huh. Looks like this door is missing its power cell bot. The little guy must be around here somewhere.
You grind for every bit of those 2 XP points.
There's an AoE. Oh, I'm just trying to murder him. There's an AoE and an achievement.
There
Yeah,
you
the
are.
charge shot is AoE.
Let's get you back to your socket. In you go.
It's got little robots. It's just like Nier.
Come on, Mike, huh? How, Seren says, hey Melanie, how loud is Raritan being about the Star Fox 64 decompilation and PC port almost being done? The fact that I didn't know about that.
I haven't said anything about it. Because I didn't realize they were that far along on it. I know it was on their list.
I'm trying to strike the right balance of the microphone is close enough to pick me up and not in the way of my face on the webcam. A harder balance than you might think. Okay. Yeah, yeah, just let me know, how the sound is versus how much it's blocking my face.
Mac, listen. You hear that?
I do hear
running
that.
at lock 60.
Come on, this way.
I think that should be okay in Star Fox. I remember the Wii U version of Star Fox 64 ran better than the N64 version and caused a bunch of weird input issues because of it.
Well, so
I
the
assume that's not an issue with decompilation.
yeah, the upside of a decompilation is that any issues that it has, you
Yeah.
can just fix.
Yeah.
Um,
So I wouldn't think that would be a problem.
If the Star Fox 64 decomp is as good as the Zelda decomps, then we're in for some good shit.
Yeah. No, that'd be awesome. I've seen the Majora's Mask stuff. I haven't actually played it, but it looks really cool.
So the Majora's Mask one is interesting. Did I ever send you that video about like the tool to just decompile any N64 game?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking wild.
Yeah. No, that'll be once that actually like it doesn't look like it's totally plug and play, but like the more work that gets done on that'll be awesome because like N64 emulation is so bad.
Yeah, well, and like to show off just how much. Ooh, grapple. I like grapples. If the cable turns red, ease up, or the line will break. Okay.
It's a fishing mini game.
Oh no, I don't like those.
That's the Zelda influence.
I'm not 100. Wait, what does it want me to?
So pull toward. Yep. You just pull toward you. If it turns red, then it might break. But you've got a little wiggle room.
But oh, that's. I'm holding a PlayStation controller, and I was pressing the Xbox.
I was wondering when you said that you weren't using an Xbox controller. I'm like, I'll bet this game doesn't adjust its HUD.
Oh, of course not. No.
We're not gonna find many friendly bots in here.
But actually, like, speaking of, like, modding Star Fox 64, something that I've always wanted to do, and I don't know if we'd have, like, an audience size to make it worth it, is have you seen crowd control streams? They do them sometimes on, like, ESA and GDQ.
I don't think so.
So a crowd control stream is, like, you know the Twitch rewards we have, right?
Yeah.
So,
okay.
You can get a Twitch reward to fuck with the person playing the game. And one of the supported games is Star Fox 64, and I feel like if we could ever get like a venue where we have a big enough audience, it would be so cool to like get you to play crowd control Star Fox 64.
How does it mess with you?
So there are a couple different ways. I know some of the ways is like it can do damage to your wings. It can kill your squad mates. They can be nice to you and give you like the hyper beams, stuff like that.
I didn't know he could do that.
Like it goes both ways. People can be nice or people can be mean. And I feel if we ever find some way to get enough people for that to really be going, then that would be cool.
I would love to do that. That'd be awesome.
Jewel can command her core bots to use powerful lethal abilities. Press Y while targeting an enemy to use max dash ability. Okay. All right. So I need to be aware of both myself and my dog.
Yes. Yeah, when I said he's Prince Tricky, I meant it. He's Prince Tricky.
I feel like the line goes red really quick.
It does. You can kind of ignore it for like, you can ride the red for a little while.
Okay. Because I was I feel like it's been like going slow for me because I've been afraid to like push the red too much.
Yeah. I will say, I don't remember if the game actually tells you this outright. I didn't notice it this time playing through, but every time you successfully extract the core with that, it also fills back up your health.
Ooh, that's cool.
So it can be real nice if you're low on health, especially if you've got enough of a combo so you have that like instant extract thing where you don't have to do the thing. It's a nice little trick. I'm sure the game tells you somewhere, but
eventually, yeah.
I miss it every time. Yeah.
Okay. I don't think I need to just be indiscriminately killing things here. I have an objective marker.
Did you see their frames, Mac? They were all.
Yeah, I think that door's locked.
I don't like it either, but we need to keep going.
Okay, so I need to find one of those little bot guys.
Cell bot. I wonder what scared them all out of their sockets. Fine. Take a look, buddy.
Oh, you posted a link.
I posted a link?
This link. No, Seren.
Oh, okay.
You got the scent, Mac? Let's see if there's anything here.
That is pretty buttery. Boy, it's... I know it's fine on the N64 game because it's not made like the Super Nintendo game, but like my brain just says it's running too fast. Like the speed is off.
Yeah, okay, so something that I feel strongly about is that by and large, I like higher resolutions and I like higher frame rates.
Sure.
I think in a vacuum, higher numbers are always better. But
Yeah.
things are made with specific resolutions and frame rates in mind.
Must be close.
Yeah.
And it's dangerous to just thoughtlessly increase those numbers.
Well, and sometimes game logic is tied to those numbers.
Oh, for sure. But like one of the
So-
things that I think about a lot is like the Yakuza games.
But we
Exposition.
designed them both to be absolutely loyal and highly protective of humans.
But so the Yakuza games, oh my god.
Really weird readings from that power source. I wonder if it's affecting the other bots somehow.
Okay, so the Yakuza games, I think have very good cutscene animation on the whole. Good motion capture translated into just great dramatic animation. And
Sure.
the old ones obviously ran at 30 FPS. And then in the remasters, when they are brought up to 60 FPS, at the higher frame rate, you can see flaws in the animation that you couldn't have seen at 30 FPS. So
Sure,
it actually, it just looks worse at higher frame rates. And
Yeah.
the Yakuza 0 specifically is the only game I've ever seen that includes an option in the menu to lock the cutscenes to the originally intended frame rate while running gameplay at uncapped.
So they knew.
Well, I think the only reason that game had it is because natively on PS4 that was the default setting. Cutscenes were at 30, gameplay was at 60.
Okay.
And I want that to be a standard option in every game. Cutscenes
Yeah,
locked to 30,
especially-
gameplay uncapped.
Especially if you are moving it from a lower frame rate.
Yeah.
Well, because if that
I think
stuff,
even brand new games, because like when I was
Yeah.
playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the cutscenes just looked better at 30 FPS. They just straight up did. But gameplay like is so fast that I got like a headache at 30 FPS.
Right. I think there's an argument, like when it comes to like cutscenes, you can even make the argument that if they're directed in a very cinematic way, they could be 24 FPS. Like, it just depends on what the intent of the direction of the cutscene was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is a big thing that I've seen in live action too, with the very few movies that have done high frame rate. Like lower fidelity makes fake stuff look more real.
Yes.
Like higher fidelity makes stuff look more lifelike, and movies are fake.
The power source.
So when you run movies at high frame rates, they look more fake.
Yep. And I think some of that might even be a subconscious thing of like, because we're used to video games being at high frame rates, like, I think that on some subconscious level we associate a high frame rate with the.
To some extent, I think so, but I do also think people are too quick to say that's like the whole story.
Sure. Oh yeah, not entirely, but I think that can be an influence on some people's perception.
Mm-hmm. Iron Fang, Watcher of the Granite Steps. I love a good boss subtitle.
Yeah. He's definitely not the exact same spider you already fought.
I mean, that's the Metroid Prime influence.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know why I pressed the grapple button. It didn't tell me grapple time.
Sometimes I just get excited. I don't know if it's told you yet because I haven't been paying attention to tutorials, but the little white marks on his health bar are the point at which you'll be able to grapple him.
Okay.
Once he's below that health.
Oh, okay. I understand. Yeah, sometimes I just miss tutorials while streaming because
I can imagine. Yeah.
It takes up too much brain space.
Yeah.
On top of trying to not let my voice training just disappear, which came up in speech therapy today. It's like if I'm doing something other than just sitting and talking, voice training goes out the window.
Alex, I will also stream Recore with you. I'll stream Recore with literally everybody in the game club. If that's what it takes to get people to play through it, I'll stream it with everybody.
Yeah, Alex, you can stream the whole game with John, and I'll just like do this little preview here to get me started.
Oh yeah,
Never
well,
seen
because
a
I
color
know
like
once
this
you
before.
start, you won't be able to put it down.
Have you, Mac?
Of course.
All the colors are
And
mixed
Alex, we're almost done with
together.
Nier. You're gonna need something to do after that. Although I don't think we're gonna finish Nier before the game club time.
Doesn't look too bad.
A couple months. We're recording the game club episode like
Okay.
in 2 weeks.
Let's go home. All right, Mac. We got what
Yeah, that's
we
why
came for.
I started
Let's head back
reading
to the
ahead
car.
on the next game because I knew nobody had actually started Recore yet, and I'm like
Mhm.
several dungeons in. I got time.
Guess the core was
Yeah,
linked to
so
security
the so my gameplay first impressions, solid 7 out of 10 stuff so far.
That's
like
right
jank for sure, but fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Story,
that's,
I don't give a shit yet.
It's it's in that spot of like, it's not that I think that it's great, it's that I think that a 58 on Metacritic is a little ridiculous.
So far, like just first impressions alone, and first
Yeah.
impressions I don't think are going to tell the whole story. But like first impressions alone, this would not be a 58 for me.
Yeah, I will say at launch, the loading times on OG Xbox were pretty awful.
I can imagine that.
And that is something that people highlighted in a lot of the reviews when I went back and looked at them.
Yeah, Seren says the 58 on Metacritic was due to the state of the build at launch.
Yeah.
Don't let him near the crawler.
But like
I
so
will
far, like
say-
I'm getting a vibe from this.
Oh, it's got a vibe.
Like this is this is what I would say is like the level of like a high-end mid 2000s licensed game, just without a
Absolutely.
license.
Yes. It does sort of feel like a game from a different time.
Mm-hmm. And then, you know what? I played a lot of mid 2000s licensed games.
Yeah.
And they're the kind of thing where it's like I don't think I would like recommend them to people in good conscience, but they can be fun.
Yeah.
Build is not a good say at launch, got better like 2 weeks later, but reviewers didn't have that build. That's
Yeah.
Oh,
No, I will say, I beat it on, like, if there was a day one patch, I might have had that, but I beat that long loading time one. Every time I died to a boss, I would go get a snack. Because it was literally like multiple minutes of loading. It was bad. So you just learn to not die. We call that the get good build.
Double thick hull and redundant systems throughout. We built to last. Of course, no one thought.
This narrator exposition is a little weird. And it's giving me like a lot of world building up front and very little like character stuff up
Mhm.
front, which is not my preferred kind of storytelling.
It's coming. That narrator is the guy that played Trip in Star Trek Enterprise. That's my fun fact for him.
Fun Recore facts. The average owner of Recore has played the game for 7 hours. I just saw that. I don't know like if you've changed the facts at all or how
I
often or
have.
anything.
Actually,
Okay.
I can update that one now.
Weird.
Because that
Doesn't
fact
look like it
begets
lost
the
any
second
energy at
fact.
all.
Oh no.
Hey, kiddo. If you get this message before you go to sleep, sweet dreams. If not, wake up already. It's been 200 years. Listen, I just wanted to tell you I've got a little more work to do here. But they're holding a space for me on the next evacuation fleet. And I'll meet you on Far Eden. Just like I promised.
John
Don't
Merriman
worry,
played
Joel.
Recore for 1.4
Everything's going according to
days.
plan.
I had to
I know,
double check my
Mac.
playtime.
Nothing is going according to plan.
Is Recore Steam Deck verified?
I mean, look,
I think it's Steam Deck
pylon in
playable.
the next sector is
Okay.
offline.
I think that's just because like small
We've got
UI.
power, we can unlock the
Yeah.
gate, go over there and check it out. This report says the pylon's been offline for
Well, Microsoft doesn't have the best
96 years.
record for
So
Steam
why
Deck
didn't we
support,
wake up right when the problem started?
especially for a
We're the
game
closest
that
maintenance
came
team,
out a
right?
while ago.
Yeah.
What happened, Dad? Where are you? Where's everybody else?
So has Jewel like just woken up from a cryo sleep? That was not very clear at the start.
You just found that out.
I'll get you fixed.
Okay.
It's just now sort
We
of
both need to fix that
given
pylon.
you those pieces.
That's... I feel like that was probably would have been like the shot that the game would open on, but who am I to disagree
you got the
with?
cold open.
Who am I to disagree with Keiji Inafune?
It's, you know, but like you said, it gets you right into it. The game just dropped you in, let you do a little platforming, a little shooting, and then it gets moving on with the story.
Let's work back. Okay, yeah, upgrade system. Okay. Research the new part. You want to spend... Yep. I crafted a part.
Good job.
Oh, this is a screen I'm not going to enjoy. I can tell that already.
You can kind of just, you really don't need to use it often.
Yeah, so I don't know if you remember when this stream became the Diagnose Melanie with Autism hour for a little bit last year, but it's starting to become the Diagnose Melanie with Dyslexia hour. And so, like, I'm looking at this screen like, oh no.
How are you with determining if 3 numbers are bigger than 3 other numbers? Because that's really all you need to do on this screen.
Takes a second.
Okay. Like, if you ever lose on a boss fight, you come back to this screen and you give your robot the biggest numbers.
Melanie was diagnosed Melanie with Dyslexia hour 2 years ago. Okay, that... we didn't say the word dyslexia until like 2 months ago. It was just Melanie's bad at menus. And Birth by Sleep was 1 year ago. That part, like, we were finishing up Birth by Sleep this time last year.
You've really got Seren worked up.
I do not recall saying the word dyslexia until like 2 months ago. Okay. Yeah, you have additional blueprints in your inventory. Gather the required materials. Sure, said it to me. Okay, well, next let's diagnose whatever problem I have for my terrible memory. Additional blueprints, gather the required materials, and return to the workbench to research and equip these new parts. Keep your eyes open for more blueprints as you explore Far Eden. New AOK gear available.
Okay, Mac. Ready to help me fix that terraforming pylon?
Your time for...
Oh, so it gives you that zombie head was like a... I think that's part of the definitive edition, but it's a really good early game piece.
This is the definitive edition.
Yeah.
In the same way you said, haha, gender, right? Don't want to unpack that? Okay. Oh, it won't let me. All right. Okay. In fairness, I didn't necessarily say that part to you. I posted a big thing on Twitter about it, and then you asked me if I wanted to unpack that, and I said, no, thank you. Wait, was that the stuff I need to equip the thing?
That was just extra resources. I don't think you have what you need to equip it, because you use resources to research.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so I don't have E-Turner yet. Yeah, the problem with unpacking gender is that I did try to unpack that 10 years ago. Didn't go great.
It was very well packed.
It was really well packed. It was the best I've ever packed anything in my life.
There was like styrofoam protecting stuff. It was
The pylon is in the
great.
next sector, Mac.
Ooh, frame rate just took a hit. I assume that's not visible on stream, but...
I mean, on their... Yeah, the frame rate on my Discord stream is all over the place, so I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, half the reason for also wanting to do this is I have never actually seen the PC version in action.
There's the
well,
crawler gate.
it's having a little bit of a struggle at the
I'll have to
moment.
initiate the manual
Interesting.
override since our hunk of junk is buried in the sand.
Which, it was going
This
real
is-
smooth until now. Here, what happens if I uncap the frame rate again? Ooh.
I can't tell the difference on my end.
Oh, that was a little bit of a stutter there. What if I cap it to 30?
Well, and this was like 2016 was kind of right at the start of that era where, like, at least from my perception, where PC ports of console games started to get extra rough. Like, there was a period where it was like, oh, PC is always the best way to play these. And then it started getting real bad.
And we're in.
The PC version was whipped together out of hopes and dreams in a decade of SDK.
Yeah.
Ooh, Arkham Knight was
the
miserable.
Yeah.
Okay, now we've got a stable frame rate again.
Weird.
Wasn't perfect, but it sure had potential.
I'm pretty sure this zone is bigger than the last zone, so that's kind of weird.
I mean, sometimes shaders just don't like to be.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going back to 120 frames.
Pylon is just over this bridge.
Well, it said to extract, but then it punished me for that.
The core box in this sector.
Oh, stop, drop, and roll.
You're still on fire. There you go.
Shit, I didn't expect him to tackle me. I don't know why I did, though. No, don't kill him. I need to extract for help.
Your health will eventually go back up out of combat.
Okay.
So you should be fine. I think. Maybe there it goes.
Yeah, I assume this plays pretty well on Series X.
Oh yeah, it's like there essentially aren't loading screens on Series X.
That's pretty cool. I'm not getting many right now.
No, your loading screens are pretty short.
I put it on my hard drive and not my SSD, so
sure.
It could be faster.
It's totally grounded.
Yeah, that's half the fun of this generation, especially on Series X. I assume it's the same way for PS5, is going back to games from PS4 and Xbox One that ran like crap, and then just brute forcing them to be good.
Oh yeah. It's nice to see some of those at 120 frames.
Yeah.
And 4K. And occasionally auto HDR.
Yeah. Hey, Sonic Unleashed has never looked better.
You want to know a really fun fact?
Sure.
RetroArch supports auto HDR.
Nice.
So I played most of Metroid Prime 2 with auto HDR on.
That'd be a good game for it.
It was. Until I got to Sanctuary Fortress. And then it just became hard to tell things apart.
Sure.
Nailed it. Look at that. I am the pro platforming gamer.
This is the area where I realized like how much of a platformer this game actually is, where it has these very like Banjo-Kazooie collectible layouts on every ledge.
So it's times like this right now where, so I talked about how this feels kind of like a janky licensed game from the mid 2000s.
Yeah.
It's times like that platforming there where it's like that experience of playing those janky licensed games from the mid 2000s is why I'm so good at Mario Party minigames.
Oh, sure.
It's the same jank.
Well, and this has a lot of like instances where it's like I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be able to jump up this thing, but it has some collision I can use. So it's full of awkward, janky platforming.
Yeah.
But you can get to some places, like you could probably sequence break the crap out of this game.
It must be a fun speed game.
I just don't think anybody cares enough to try.
But yeah, the reason that most people aren't able to beat me at many Mario Party minigames is because most people's parents did not buy them hundreds of dollars of shitty video games.
Someone must have modified the frames.
There was like a point a couple months ago where it's like I just sent a list of N64 games I just happened to have in my closet right now, and she got distressed.
I feel like I've talked to you about your crappy N64 games before, and it is Like, as somebody who likes crappy N64 games, it's an impressive collection.
Back to me.
Anything up here? Ooh. I feel like I can jank my way up this. Come on.
Probably. There might be
No,
an
invisible wall. Why would you
Yeah.
do that? I mean, most games do that, but...
But why you in particular?
Yeah.
Oh, Breath of the Wild stole this animation.
I think Ocarina of Time had it first. Why would you do that to Melanie? I'm always saying that.
Love the combat, how you can walk on and then just jump around to it. Yeah, it reminds me of, It's like, especially later on, it's got a little, like, bullet hell vibe to the combat, which I think is neat.
Oh, so it's
when
like
I
Nier.
saw the trailers, I was gonna say when I saw the trailers for, like, Returnal, they reminded me of Recore.
Ooh, Returnal's a game I kind of want to get back to. I've had that for a while and never finished
I want to play it. I haven't. It's on my Steam wish list.
I have it on PlayStation, so like I just not like I shouldn't get it on PC, but I want to get it on PC to like play the multiplayer with someone.
Yeah, yeah. Seren, I've heard it's really it looks like a game that I would like.
Gotta figure out how to get over there. Whenever something bad happens in this game, Inafune why? Whenever something good happens, the Metroid Prime devs. Okay, so that's true. Returnal is such a John game, but John, I don't know if I know how you feel about like roguelikes.
I like Dark Souls.
Okay, that's not a roguelike.
I guess that's roguelite.
Not even.
Sure it is. Roguelite would be you die, but you keep some element of your progression. So like your level up and inventory you keep in Dark Souls. But you just go back.
I would say roguelike also requires a certain amount of random procedural generation to it.
I think roguelike does. I don't know that roguelite does.
I think the difference
that would be
between
included in the light.
I think the difference between light and like is just do you keep literally anything between runs?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, no one uses these words in a consistent way, so they don't mean anything.
No.
But generally, the definitions that I hear is roguelike, you keep absolutely nothing in between runs.
Correct.
Roguelite, you are slowly getting more powerful. But I think a key part of both of them is that there is
the procedural.
the procedural generation, so that no matter what happens, no two runs are the same.
Sure. By that definition, I enjoy some of them. I do think I like a sense of, if you're gonna do random, it needs to be a light, not a like. I do need some sense of progression, and that progress needs to feel good even when my run goes shitty.
I understand that feeling totally. I don't necessarily agree, because I kind of like just having a forever game that I can just like keep playing endlessly, and it gives me something a little different every time. Risk of Rain is kind of like that for me at this point, where it's like I'm not progressing by any means, but I'm getting something different out of it every time.
Well, and a lot of those games that I've played will have like sort of a hardcore mode that essentially just does that, of like you don't get to keep anything.
I'm interested in the like Risk of Rain is like, I wouldn't say it's like necessarily a roguelite, because you're not getting more powerful, but you are unlocking new things that are like new things that can appear in the run, which you could call that progression, but it's really just like, no, you get new shit to play with, and not all of it is necessarily great, but
all the progression I need is like, you know, you earn some points in a run, and they can make your attack stronger.
Oh, this is definitely a loading screen mask.
I'm pretty sure there's just a button you needed to push in there.
Was there? It looked like it was one of those little plug-in guys. Yeah, this little sandstorm moment, 100% masking a loading screen. I speak AAA games language.
I'm not actually sure if it is. Insert. It's your prismatic core. You have it already. It's that big shiny ball, or Power Star. because Recore is just Mario 64.
Get in there.
Not masking a loading screen, just a file load. That's more or less what I meant to
You know
say,
how I
just
know
I'm not very good with language.
Is that this is the loading screen.
Oh my fucking god.
Also, you come back here later and there's no sandstorm, so I really think it's just
Okay.
for fun.
Okay, I'm just completely wrong then.
Well, your first assumption, you said I speak AAA games, and I don't know that that's what I'd call this.
That's fair.
All right, let's find the pylon controls.
This crystal looks so conspicuous, and it's just scenery.
Yep. They can't afford a dynamic world.
This is generously double A.
Yeah.
It's quadruple A.
Hey, another transfer plate. Just like the one in our crawler. Let's check it out. Huh. Looks like there's something stuck in the memory buffer.
I know what a memory buffer is, totally.
I know from Star Trek.
Yes, of course I'm a human. My name is Jewel. What's your name? Violet?
I did not have time to read that whole line.
Oh, you're the one locking down the transfer plates. But why? The revolution? Okay. I think Violet might be missing a few bolts, if you know what I mean.
The first probes we sent to Far Eden found pockets of rare minerals on the surface. We all suspected we'd find a lot more underground.
I'm guessing they did not find a lot more underground.
Some jewels.
Up there! The pylon controls. Come on, Mac.
So who in the game club is going to spend their pick requesting Knack?
Let him have it. Zip it!
The thing about Knack is I'm aware on some level that I'd probably enjoy it.
That's terrifying.
Looks like the right kind of garbage.
I don't know if I want to spend money on Knack.
On the bright side, like,
I have to spend money on Recore, so...
Yeah. Though you spent what, $4?
Something like that. I got it in the bundle with Sunset Overdrive, so something like that.
Okay. It's all worth it.
I can make myself feel better by saying I bought Sunset Overdrive.
I can make Sunset Overdrive my pick for the next Game Club round. So you'd really just get your money's worth out of that bundle.
Punish everyone but me because I'm the only one that bought the bundle.
Yeah. Yeah, I have Sunset Overdrive, so we'd be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I guess one of these cores isn't enough. We'll need more to reboot the pylon.
Yeah, I can kind of tell how, like... So, like, I do like the minute-to-minute action here. But the sort of long form of the game's pacing feels very directionless, I would say. I think that... Like, I mean, obviously there's, like, literally a direction to go in because I have, like, the objective
This
marker.
green thing, yeah.
But I don't have a good sense of, like, really caring about what I'm doing. Like,
sure.
my long-term objective, I don't have a good sense for the stakes, I think.
That's fair.
Look, this door has some sort of color-coded lock on it. What is it, boy?
Metroid developers know one way to lock a door.
Better be good.
Rifle, red, affinity, okay, we're just gonna...
A red ammunition amplifier.
We're just gonna call it red ammunition.
So that's something that I was thinking about as I was replaying this game. This game knows it's a video game, and like, just sort of like, it doesn't really hide it, even within like, it doesn't try to come up with any weird narrative things for why things work the way they do. It's just, no, you need red bullets to open the red door. Here's the red bullet gun.
I feel like it's got a weird mix of that, where the tone feels like it wants to be like a little more earnest and serious than that, but then it's like, use the red ammo on red enemies.
Yeah. It is. It's.
Chance to pirate.
I don't remember if I said it already in the stream, but the writer is the guy that did the first 3 Halo games. So like they have a decent capacity for story, but I don't feel like Inafune and Armature had much interest in it.
I'm not certain how much I would really say those are good stories, so much as they are acceptable stories around a good game.
They're pretty good stories. He also did at least one of the Halo books that was decent.
I guess the problem is that the one that I've replayed the most is Halo 1, and that one definitely does
that
not
one
have
has the weakest story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much the flood twist is like the only good part of the story in 1.
Soren says they have the capacity for acceptable storytelling, but also not the resources or bandwidth for it. No.
There's the core.
Yeah, I would love to know what the actual, like... This game feels like it's a game that the developers probably put a solid amount of effort and care into, but just had no budget. And probably not a lot of time.
Yeah, I'm not getting a lot of mileage out of the tell dog to look around button.
So,
I know where you belong, little fella.
there will be little mounds on the ground anywhere that you can dig.
Okay. So
Once
I'll
again,
have to look out for those.
it's just Star Fox Adventures.
Is there any like shared DNA from Star Fox Adventures
I don't
to this?
think so, but that was the... So I replayed most of this when I first got my Series X.
I need to pay more attention to when I'm trying to fish for enemies. Is another enemy about to ram into me?
Yeah. No, that was something I noticed when I played through most of this after I got my Series X, just to play without loading. Was like, there's a lot of weird rare isms, but I don't think there's any rare DNA in this game.
Felt like it would have been a 9 or 10 if it had 2 more years of dev. I can kind of feel that.
I feel like that's surprisingly optimistic, but I'll support it. Just imagine how solid your dog will be when you get the rush coil, though.
Come on, the developers of Metroid Prime didn't put a cool little... Oh, I gotta manually press that button. Didn't put a cool little jingle when I get a health pickup thing like that.
Nintendo owns the trademark on jingles when you open a chest.
Oh, like it recharges the first jump too, not just the midair jump.
Yeah, it recharges all 3. Yeah.
Wow.
Both jumps and the dash.
I do know a thing or two about double jumping. I'm not sure if this is critical path. I have like the instinct of avoid critical path until I've explored everything.
I don't think you can get off the critical path in this dungeon.
Okay.
I think everything is critical path. It is a very straightforward dungeon. Soren says this game is too linear for that. It does open up. I don't know that, like, I wouldn't say it ever gets open world, but I guess I would say it gets, like, whatever the Xenoblade level of open world is, where we're going to give you a really wide hallway.
Mm-hmm. It's nice when the keys in a dungeon are little guys.
Yeah.
That's pretty fun. Okay, I'm missing 2 little guys.
Missing 2, yeah.
Can I go this way?
That's where you came in from.
Okay. Apparently, it's not linear enough for me to miss 2 little guys.
Well, the room isn't linear. It's non-linear in that it is a 3-dimensional game that occupies a 3-dimensional space.
is the last guy. Yeah, this is where I was thinking of going when I was conflicted. And there's the little guy. I would have found him.
But you needed to go the other way too. They're both critical paths. Sometimes life isn't about making a choice, it's about just doing all the things.
I do wish there was a center camera behind Jewel button.
Does it not do that when you take out your gun? If you hit the gun button?
No, it rotates Jewel
it
to be
rotates her.
facing
Yeah.
the camera. What did I do wrong? Find more mysterious cores to fix the file on. So I guess I'm just done in this room?
You gotta do the thing.
Oh, I need to be sitting on here to do the thing. Okay.
Yeah. Obviously, you can only fish while standing on a button.
That makes sense.
That's rule number 1 of fishing.
They will arrest you.
It's like you've never even been fishing before.
I actually haven't, and
That's
I don't
why
know.
you don't.
I don't know if you've been around for this lore, John, but I hate fishing mini games in every video game.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, you would know then that every fishing boat has a little green circle on it that you have to stand on.
So is there any reason to use the white ammo?
There are white enemies. Has
like
it
real
told you
life.
that enemies are white to certain, or weak to certain colors yet?
Yeah, is that based on their health bar?
Yes.
Okay.
And just the color that they are. Like their little glowy bits will be the color they're weak to. It also, in a very colorblind friendly move, next to their level, it has a little chevron with a direction on it that tells you which button on the D-pad to push. Oh, you died.
Nobody take this conversation out of context. That's why I said just like real life. Gun's not firing.
Your gun's not firing?
Yeah.
That's exciting. Well, Mac, you've got this one, right?
Gun's still not firing.
Okay. You could try pausing and like tabbing it. Well, but your controller's still working.
Can't remap or anything. How often does the game autosave?
Oh, you should be good. It ought to have auto-saved at least after you did that thing.
Okay. I can't knock this game for that. That just happens in like every fucking video game I play nowadays. Just something goes inexplicably horribly wrong.
I just sort of assume they probably haven't touched the PC version in even longer than they've touched the Xbox version for patching things.
Oh, almost certainly. I'm just kind of used to by now where it's like every video game will eventually have the moment where it just ceases to be.
Here, Mac. Let him have it, Mac.
Is there ever a reason not to just be mashing the Y button to make Mac attack enemies?
He has a limited number of charges.
Okay.
But other than that, no. You can see them above his health bar.
Yeah.
He has like temporary charges that he gets from picking up items, and then like those 2 core charges that he'll always have. I think you can upgrade it.
Yeah, because
Usually
it's
that
kind of
workbench you
reminding
don't wanna
me.
use.
It's kind of reminding me of the situation in Final Fantasy 16, where the dog Like, there's never a reason to like not have him constantly attacking enemies. So
Oh, sure.
eventually, I was just like, turn on the assist mode where he does it automatically because I don't feel like mashing this button that is optimal to always be mashing.
Is Final Fantasy 16 also a Star Fox Adventures like then?
One could argue.
Okay, good.
I don't know if I got far enough in it to really compare it, but that's the story looks open. Okay.
One of these days, I will either get a PlayStation 5 or they'll put that on a different system. Though the fact that Final Fantasy VII still isn't on Xbox doesn't bode well for that.
It'll probably come to PC at least.
Yeah.
I get the sense that Square Enix is getting a little tired of exclusive games selling kind of poorly.
That's yeah. I feel like after Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, they can't be happy. Like that was not worth it.
Yeah.
It's some prestige. I
don't think it's going to like necessarily mean they're coming to Xbox because my understanding is that the Xbox version of 14 has not gone well. But
I haven't heard anything about that since it came out. Is it bad?
The biggest thing that I remember hearing is about the double paywall.
Oh, there was that. Did that ever? I wonder if that ever got. I haven't checked back in on it. I have no idea if that got like dealt with or anything.
Last I heard was just like Square Enix saying it was a Microsoft decision.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, they should fix that
because technically it's not a free-to-play game.
Yeah.
Instant extract? What? Why can I instant extract?
Seren says it's still there.
That is still there. Rip.
Yeah, that's a problem.
And the funny thing is that the free trial for Final Fantasy XIV does not require Xbox Live or Game Pass, whatever they call it now. Last I checked.
They should make the game downloadable content for the free trial as a way to get around that.
Where is? Oh, that's not a pressure plate. That's just a press button and it works. What's that? Interesting. Okay. It's also why the Xbox version has its own microtransaction currency, so that you can spend money on the Xbox that spends on Mock Station. I feel like, so Xbox's policy and they're unwilling to bend. Is Xbox in a strong enough bargaining position to it for it to be worth not bending?
No. That's, yeah.
Like, obviously, they have all the leverage over Square Enix. But, like, do they have enough leverage over players? Well, I mean, they have, obviously.
How much leverage does Xbox have over Square Enix, really?
I mean, enough that Square Enix bothered to make the port with those restrictions. But, like,
I suppose.
Does Xbox have enough leverage over the average gamer to do that?
Yeah.
Absolutely not, but they also think they're in a strong enough position to jack up the prices on Game Pass.
Yeah. I found out with Game Pass that they don't jack up your price if you're already subscribed. It's only once you unsubscribe and resubscribe.
That's fascinating.
So, I am now held captive by my Game Pass subscription.
See,
I'm a great bargain price.
I'm a PC gamer who did not get her prices jacked up because they know that it's a bad deal on PC.
Yeah. No, I can accept, like, I mean, all of my subscriptions are getting more expensive, so I can accept that, like, I knew it was gonna go up. I think they just need they need to rework their tiers, label them more clearly.
Yeah, so I think if they had
streaming only tier, because if they're gonna like do the whole like streaming through Amazon Fire stuff.
Yeah, like streaming is only available on the most expensive tier.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Like that should be a $10 tier by itself or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe cheaper.
I think so. I think the price raise is only as much of a problem as it is because of the optics of how soon after the FTC case it was.
Yep.
Aside, putting those optics aside, I think that if they had only raised the price, then it's like, we would have grumbled about it the same way we do about everything. But, inflation. It's just reality.
It was gonna happen.
Removing the day one games from the lower tier, I think was the really egregious part.
And making that lower tier the price that Ultimate used to be.
Yeah.
Like that if that lower tier were like $10, okay, sure. But it's the price that Ultimate was.
Yeah.
And let me just get Game Pass with day one stuff for console without PC. Make that a cheaper one. Because even when they had the console only thing, that didn't include online multiplayer for some reason.
Yeah, it's kind of bullshit that they are like they're making the tiers as confusing as they are, but not offering that extra option. Either streamline it and so that it just is easy to understand, or give us the full suite of options. Don't do this weird half shit.
Yeah, it's like, I'm fine with there being multiple tiers. I think there should be multiple tiers. But why are they what they are?
Yeah. It's at a certain point, it's like, are they trying to lose?
Yeah.
It feels like that sometimes.
I mean, listen, as an Xbox fan, that's the experience of being an Xbox fan. Are they doing this on purpose?
What I hear people say a lot is that Xbox are the masters of slamming their own dick in the car door.
They really are. Man. I love their system, love their games. Holy crap, do they make every wrong decision at every moment.
God, and like Phil Spencer just tanked his public image overnight pretty much too.
I do feel like there's oh man, they've made so many fascinating decisions. Some of them I do think is probably Microsoft level, not Xbox level, but
for sure.
Still, like.
But I think that I think so. The Activision purchase was a clear big gamble and everything. I think it's going to be what ultimately ruins them, because it's definitely what ultimately got the Microsoft side to pay attention to what's going on.
And until then, Xbox had kind of been free, because Xbox wasn't expensive for Microsoft to run. Even if they were losing money, like, they were nothing. I will say, technically, with the Activision acquisition, Xbox is technically making money. Like, not because of anything Xbox is doing, but Activision is making enough money to offset Xbox.
So that's where I think it becomes where it becomes a problem, though. It's because it's like, imagine you're on the board of Microsoft and like you see, okay, Activision, previously a self-sustaining company, is making more money than our Xbox division ever did.
Right.
Why don't we just ditch the Xbox division and let Activision keep running itself?
Yeah. Xbox is safe as long as nobody does that math.
Yeah. I just think that, like, because of how expensive the the Activision purchase was, to the point that they're never gonna make that money back. Like, that was an obscene amount of money.
Yeah.
I think that is going to force that comparison to happen.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the Parasite Queen. You did this. You did this fight, guys.
Listen. Metroid doesn't have a lot of good bosses.
Prime specifically has even fewer.
Yay.
I will say, the developers of Metroid Prime finally figured out how to make a boss fight that doesn't last 20 million years.
Yeah. The combat in this
Disney
isn't complicated, but it's satisfying.
Yeah. And it doesn't overstay its welcome like Metroid Prime does. You also see the Disney Plus Hulu Max bundle with a big discount. If you have all three of those, also capture streaming resolution at 10. What? What the fuck?
That's bizarre.
I almost upgraded to that tier too. What in the fuck?
Honestly, if there was a streaming service that would allow me to cap at 1080 but offer me a way higher bitrate, that'd almost be
Ooh, that would be real worth it, I think.
like
Okay.
like all the streaming services that are like, we can do 4K. It's like, yeah, but that's not 4K.
Disney
At your shitty bitrate doesn't look good.
Disney Plus has good bitrate. That one I
Yeah.
think works.
Yeah.
Netflix is not the best, but it's acceptable.
Amazon
once you get
is
into
terrible.
once you get into the world of anime, things get really fucky. There's an anime streaming service called High Dive, and they have the anime adaptation of my favorite manga right now, and it pisses me off because number one, they don't have any functional way to watch their app on my television. They do not have a working Chromecast app. They do not have a smart TV app. They do not have a modern console app. They have a PS4 app. I need to pull out the PS4 to watch High Dive. And their 1080p bitrate, the maximum bitrate they put out is lower than the bitrate Crunchyroll uses for 480p.
Yeah, that doesn't even count as 1080 at that point.
Yeah, for this anime adaptation of my favorite manga, the only way to get a good quality is to like pirate the TV rip someone had and threw the subtitles on. Like that's the only way to get good quality. And that's like the classic problem where it's like pirates are providing a better service, a better product than you are officially.
Right.
That's a fucking problem. It's not just a matter of getting it for free. It is a matter of your product is inferior to the pirated version.
Yeah.
Okay.
Violet is
Select the
teaching you about
transfer
fast
plate on the
travel.
map to travel to its location. Find more plates to travel to more places. Got it.
I do like Apple TV. I never find anything to watch on Apple TV.
I have
Except
Apple
for-
TV and I keep forgetting that I have it.
Foundation is really good.
I've been meaning to watch Severance.
I have not seen that.
One of my friends watched Severance and is like constantly talking it up. So
Yeah.
I need to watch that. The premise of Severance is like the most horrifying thing I've ever heard. Are you familiar with the premise of Severance?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like holy fuck, that's terrifying.
Oh, another random game-ism this game just embraces is that it just calls the dungeons dungeons.
Love that.
Like,
I thought, like, I remember from what little I knew about this game, I thought it was weird that, like, it has things people called dungeons, and it's like, oh, the game calls them dungeons.
they are dungeons, yeah.
Yeah, I need to remember that I have Apple TV every now and then.
Did you watch the Tetris movie?
The storm moved around
I did.
whole bunch of sand.
Okay, I was pretty sure that was on Apple TV.
Yeah. I like that movie. It was pretty good.
I did too.
It's stupid, but it's fun stupid.
Yeah, it's
It's like one of the only movies that has like done a good needle drop for holding out for a hero.
We better go check it out.
Yeah.
Which was especially funny when I saw it in the same day as the Mario movie, which has maybe the worst needle drop for holding out for a hero I've ever seen.
You also hear it in 2 different languages in Tetris, so I heard so many holding out for a hero in that like week.
Yeah,
because they came out like a couple days apart.
Sansa shifted, revealing. I saw them the same day. Now for you to explore, collect, upgrade. Cool. But yeah. So, like, obviously, no one's ever gonna beat Shrek 2's holding out for a hero. That's like the peak of it.
Sure.
But like holding out for a
It's just
hero.
peak cinema.
Holding out for a hero, and no one in the everyone in the chat, I already know literally the movie that Holding Out for a Hero was written for does not live up to this standard. Holding Out for a Hero needs to be like the hypest, most exciting moment of your movie. Like the song is just too powerful. I'm aware that the movie it originated in used it for like a shitty tractor scene. but like Shrek 2 set the bar. You have to live up to Shrek 2.
Just in life, you can apply that lesson to anything.
Yeah.
Shrek 2 set the bar, and you need to live up to it.
Let me tell you about the Knuckles series. Does the Knuckles series have Holding Out for a Hero?
It definitely has a bunch of license. I only made it through 1 episode of the Knuckles series, and I didn't think it was very good.
So I have never watched the Knuckles series. I have a friend who watched all 6 episodes in one sitting, Like he did not even like intend to do that. He did not tell anyone he was doing it. We have a chat on our Discord server that's just like a chat where we just, whenever we finish something, we put the title in it. I don't know why we do it. I don't remember why we do it, but I love that we do it. And just out of nowhere one day, he puts the Knuckles series in, and we're like, what the fuck? Dude, why did you watch it? You don't even like those movies. He's like, correct. Oh, I didn't even realize my health was low.
Yeah, I may force my way. I should force my way through it and then cancel my Paramount now that Halo is done.
Oh no, I leech your Paramount sometimes.
Oh, that's true. Well, I do still have it. It's mostly just my streaming service I use to watch old episodes of Star Trek.
That's fair. And I don't have anything that you leech off me in exchange, so like I can't it wouldn't be fair for me to say you need to keep that.
You're fairly safe because I talk a big game about cleaning out streaming services and then don't. I did cancel Netflix for a while. I don't know why I have Netflix right now.
I'm constantly going back and forth about Netflix. It's like every now and then they've got something that I like, but like they're the most expensive streaming service that I have.
Yeah.
Like they're more expensive than the combo Disney and Hulu streaming service that I pay for, and they're not nearly as good. So it's like every now and then there's a good thing on Netflix, but it's clearly a waste of money, and I just need to convince myself to finally cancel it.
Well, I'm almost done rewatching Gilmore Girls, so then I can get rid of Netflix, which is not a joke.
I've never watched that.
I grew up with older sisters, so I watched it constantly. And now that I'm an adult, I have nostalgia for it. And my wife was watching it, so I'm watching it with her.
I grew up with toxic masculinity, so I would never have gotten close to that.
Great. Well, now is the time.
Yeah, evidently. Is this like an area to explore? Normally I would just like go wherever and ignore the main objective, but I don't want to waste time on the stream, so I think I'm just gonna focus on the main objective for now.
You are on the primary quest path.
Okay.
You need to open the store. The game is telling you that you can, when you're in the open world, or the overworld, you can see those little key robots on your map.
Okay. I don't think I've ever opened the map. Ooh, okay.
So they're the little pause buttons.
Okay. Can I mark it to?
No, sir. No, you cannot.
Cool. Love that. So just constantly open and close the map.
I mean, I will say you're in an area with a bunch of elevated platforms.
Ah, shit. Yeah, they're probably on those
You had to
platforms.
look up for that.
Well, a lot of them have been like stuck. Where the fuck did you come from?
Where did you? You might have jumped close enough to the platform to get it to register, because I'm pretty sure there was one on top of that platform.
Look, you guys can mock me for not looking up, but Alex has had far more instances of that being a problem
That's
than
fair.
me.
I have seen some of those.
Fuck off.
I'll need to take out the energy field before I can get onto the hover.
John, I don't think that played for you. But
what?
the
I didn't
too
get
bad.
whatever. Yeah.
Oh, OBS doesn't say that it's overloading, but that still played at a low frame rate as though OBS was overloading. That's weird. Ooh, that's how that happens. I understand that now.
Well, the actual game looks fine on stream.
It's dropping some frames for me, but
okay.
It's a fairly open area.
It's a better stream than Discord, so I have its.
Yeah, well, so it's like I said, I locked the stream to 30 FPS for bitrate issues, which is going to be real good for Sonic Heroes, because I've been looking back at my recording for Sonic Heroes and it looks like shit. So, I've just decided, you know what, I'd rather have image clarity. So I'm going to be locking my stream to 30 FPS when I'm playing basically anything but N64 or Game Boy Advance game. So the stream probably looks better than the game does for me right now.
Yeah.
Which
I want the chat to become a feud over Gilmore Girls.
Do I need to watch Gilmore Girls to like have an opinion?
I don't know. It has some stuff that is not aged well.
Oh, well, everything that's that old does. I've been rewatching The Simpsons, and let me tell you, it took 3.5 seasons to get to the first transmisogynistic joke, and then they had them in 3 back-to-back episodes. Like, someone got hired.
Yeah.
I knew when I started that journey I would have to see a few. I did not expect them in that distribution.
Seren says no. Maybe that'll be. Maybe
no
I'll
about
back into
which.
my
I
next
said a
game
lot of
club.
things. Oh, no to watching Gilmore Girls. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay, where are the other two? Ooh. There's a chest down there that I haven't opened. I need to open every chest.
We can't get to the gate from here. We'll have to find another way up.
Jewel immediately does not trust you.
What have we
There's no modern cultural relevance for Gilmore Girls other than people have. Well, cultural relevance has nothing to do with why I do things. I'm playing Recore right now, so.
Hey.
I'm having more fun playing Recore than I did Assassin's Creed Brotherhood.
I think this is a better game than Assassin's Creed Brotherhood.
I would be inclined to agree so far.
And like, you know, less problematic. I don't
would
think
be
Jewel has done anything
to
so far
agree
in this
so
game that.
This is a better. Okay, I'm glad that that's like a good, correct opinion because like people online say Brotherhood was like the best classic Assassin's Creed game. It's fucking terrible.
I can hear an argument for 2, even though it's
aged. 2 is a game where where I replay it now and I'm like, okay, this was good. I can see that this was good. Brotherhood.
I was there for the launch of 2 and can confirm it was great at the time.
Yeah.
Because there was nothing else like it.
Yeah, I can feel that. Brotherhood, holy shit, that game sucked.
Yeah. That may also be why I like Assassin's Creed Revelations so much. Is
because
that
it's not
it
Brotherhood.
came after Brotherhood. Like, there's a lot of things about Revelations where I go like, oh, this isn't actually that good, but I love that one.
I'm amazed how bad Brotherhood is.
Yeah.
Like, the way that the ending occurs, I don't even.
It just runs out of time.
Yeah.
And it just happens. Yep.
And like, it's not like the game was good leading up to that point, because leading up to that point, nothing was fucking happening.
So you are at a point now. Okay. This game, one of my issues with this game's platforming is that I feel like it occasionally really pushes the limits of where you think you could jump to.
So it's a good video game.
Yeah. Though I will say at that moment you just did where you jumped up to the really tall platform, you can also just sort of cheese your way up the cliff because it has collision.
Even better.
You can cheat a lot of things with those rocky cliff faces.
What is attacking me?
What'd you get hit by?
I don't know, but it's playing battle music.
Yeah, it's doing the... Well, it seems to have taken care of itself.
Okay. And when people say Syndicate and we're talking about Assassin's Creed, not the 90s Bullfrog game, for life me, I do not recognize this game you're playing. I feel like I see the title Recore Punch. I've never actually seen it. Well, Chiron, you gotta join us for the game club then. You gotta get in on it. In fairness, I have been aware of Recore for a long time, mostly because of John talking about it, and I don't think I recognize it.
It's a... Oh, hey, go back for a second, because I can't allow you to miss something.
Okay.
Walk up to, or go up to that big circle. You just walked by it again, but
This?
the big circle on your left as you go through the gate.
Oh, this?
Yeah. I'm amazed the game doesn't tell you to go to it. But save you some time.
Oh,
it's a
this
power star.
Oh, this is the main objective, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Neat.
I would have swore that the game put a thing on that. A marker or something.
Fast travel. Is this a game where I need to manually interact with the fast travel for it to unlock?
Nope.
Okay. Neat.
I had that same question playing through it this time, and
I have that
double-checked to
question.
make sure.
I have that question every time any video game
Yep.
has fast travel. Very
So
occasionally, it's a good thing I check.
One dumb thing about this game that I remember from playing it is I saw those platforms on the rock wall right there,
Mhm.
and got very excited because I'm like, those are Morph Ball Spider Ball tracks, and I'm so jazzed that those are in this game. That means things.
Good lord, that Recore fact. Oh, that's a good one.
Oh yeah, I should update that. I don't actually know if that's true, but I'd be willing to put some money on it. Given that I'm pretty sure there are like 2 people still at Retro that worked on Metroid Prime.
Mm-hmm. Is Clark Wen working on 4? He's like the only one I know by name because of the H-Bomber guy video about Tommy
We have to
Tallarico.
find more before we can go any further. But where should we look?
Okay, so I don't need literally every prismatic core, but I can save some time later by getting them.
Let's do a
so.
search.
Sorry,
Yes,
dog. I
it's
hit the
good
button
to
by
get
accident.
them.
Tropical Freeze at least has some devs in common with Prime 4. That's good.
Tropical Freeze probably. I think so the thing about the Prime series is that Retro Studios was a horrible, horrible company to work for, and abused all of its employees,
These
and
are
so
good.
they all left throughout the development of those 3 games. And it's why back in 1992 or whenever they announced Metroid Prime 4, we made a video on our YouTube channel where I very confidently said there was no reason for Retro to work on Metroid Prime 4.
And I mean, I guess Prime Remastered proved they've still got something in them. And evidently Bandai Namco was the wrong fucking choice,
I
so
so want to know what was Bandai Namco doing that was so bad that Nintendo was like, no, start over.
What made them press the fuck go back button?
Yeah. Sir, and I will talk to you sometime.
Can I talk to you sometime? I would love
I
to
assume
know.
you mean not on a public stream.
No, Seren just generally wants to talk, just be
It's just-
social.
It has nothing to
catch
do
up.
with Metroid Prime 4. Seren's just bored and lonely. Just looking for friends.
No, Seren's fun because she's a genuinely very, very intelligent person with a lot of good thoughts and stories to tell, and every now and then she'll just ruin your life. And she knows how.
Oh, okay. So, where you are right now, I have never gone at this point in the game.
Ooh, that's cool.
And I'm realizing that I did a different optional thing every time I've played this game and have never done this as an objective. Which is very interesting to me.
Oh no. John, are you familiar with Master Evolution Express?
It honestly sounds familiar.
If I wish I could just like offhand pull up the clip for you to see of what I had to resort to on that stream. That is, I think, the cruelest punishment game I've ever gotten. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm going to die of fire. How does this thing want me to kill it? Just wait?
Oh. Wait for it to pick up Mac. Or just leave it alone. I don't know if it'll do anything while you're actively fighting it. What it flies up and tries to drag Mac away, but it's only vulnerable from below.
Yeah,
but
sir.
Because everything's attacking it, it's not taking off.
Okay. Yeah, Seren gave me a game with 3 minutes of interactivity and made me stream it for an hour. That stream turned into me reading the health and safety instructions and warranty information in all 3 languages. And let me tell you, I'm not very good at reading French. I gave it my best effort. Fuck off. Shit, I was looking at the chat so much that I ended up walking into a fucking wall.
I just looked up and I have no idea where you are. I've been playing enough Zelda that you walked into the black goop and I just assumed that you were gonna take damage. Another thing that Zelda famously stole from Recore.
Of course. Yeah, that's the danger of like streaming video games that I have not played before. It's that like my sense of autopilot is so much worse.
Yup. Well, and like I said, you are on a side quest now that it never had me do, so I don't even know. Like, I can't even help you.
Mm-hmm.
God, I wish you could see what the Discord stream looks like when you're running around. It is chaotic as hell.
I mean, I've been watching Alex play Nier on the Discord stream, so...
Okay.
It's not pretty.
It's very jittery. Oh, hello, spider.
Yeah, I do think that Too Bad is one of our better additions to the stream rewards. Oh my god, there's a lot happening. But Too Bad and Who We Choose to Be, I'm a fan of. Choose Who We Choose to Be is a good one.
Don't forget me.
And that one. Oh my god, I was looking at the chat again. No, I just can't look at the chat. It's so dangerous.
Oh, that bug thing got Mac.
Oh, that sucks for him. I'm a little busy right now.
Can't help you right now.
Why are there so many of them? What's going on?
Just keep jumping and shooting. It's a Mega Man game. Jump and shoot.
What the fuck is happening? Is this what Alex feels like in the hacking minigame in Nier?
Go. Nailed it.
Holy shit.
No problem.
Over here.
What's the interact button? What's the interact button?
You might have to extract it. Yeah. They are really proud of the fishing minigame.
I mean, it's well animated, I guess.
Haven't you ever been playing Mario 64
fuck off.
and
You
thought,
fuck
"Man,
off. You fuck off. I don't want anything to do with you.
Wouldn't it be better if every Power Star in Mario 64 required you to fish?
Air quality alert. What the fuck? Are we doing this shit again?
Would you get an air quality alert in your phone?
Yeah.
Well, just stop breathing.
Last year we had the fucking wildfire smoke for weeks.
Yeah, y'all did. We had that a little bit, but you folks got it way worse.
Oh my god, it was so bad. What's the way out of here? Oh, there's still these guys lying around. What are they lying around
How
for?
many prismatic cores? Yeah, you have enough cores if you
yeah.
want to go back to the primary.
Might as well. Yeah, it took the other ones
And-
off my HUD, so.
I was gonna say, there's also some stuff in here you may not be able to do yet, because you don't have all the stuff.
How are you
Oh,
feeling?
you found an audio log.
This is Communications Director Natalie Bright.
Love when audio logs aren't subtitled.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Unfortunately, this is an unscheduled transmission. I'm sure you can see that you have not reached Far Eden. In fact, you're still technically inside the Sol system. But we noticed some discrepancies in one of the engine status reports and wanted to make sure it was nothing serious. As you
So where the
know,
exit is?
any error
Where's the exit?
in reports prepared by Corebot crew members need to be addressed by the mission commander, which, in this case, is you. Sorry to have interrupted your sleep with an emergency alarm, but I must insist you send me an updated status report within 12
that's how.
hours ship time. I'll be overseeing all Far Eden mission comms as we work through this issue.
Oh, right here.
I hope
Okay.
we can start things off on the right foot.
The neat thing is, I get subtitles for this audio log on Twitch, but not in game.
I should check Discord. Ooh,
That's just
I'm
Seren
good.
looking for
Okay,
friends.
I'm good. Yeah. I'm always nervous about reading those on stream because I have a habit of reacting, so I
Yep.
shouldn't.
I glanced down and looked at what it was, and then I'll look at that later.
Mm-hmm. I do see 14 messages in Bestoon Platoon. All right, I can fast travel.
Fast traveling in this game became a lot more useful once fast traveling didn't take, 2 minutes to load.
Bestoon Platoon was largely about Knuckles. No, it was about Ochi. The messages were about Knuckles.
Dr. Roldan, I received your investigation report. There were 16 items that were incompatible with program guidelines. You may think these are minor issues, but I assure you that my superiors do not.
Security bots.
Submit an
Good.
amended report by
Maybe they can tell
Ooh,
us
I
what's
like
going
that
on.
it plays the audio log over the cutscene.
Give you this core. Why? Victor demands it. Who the heck is Victor? Mac! Hey, what's wrong with you? Ugh. No way I'm giving this to bots like that.
I don't pretend to understand the Corebot.
Well, the audio log just kind of stopped.
Yeah. Why isn't our icon of Ochi from Pikmin 4 with Ochi's face on it?
We still need to do that book club episode.
I never finished the book.
Thanks for the resub, GX. Every now and then, I want to like add more voice lines to our alerts, but there's only so many lines in Star Fox.
I forgot that's what they were.
There's so many variants, some of which have like happened so rarely. Like there are some for like when our streams get rated, which never happens.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun making them.
I do like 'em.
I'm like super proud of how I made like the sound effect of the message disappearing time up with the message disappearing.
We couldn't load all the heavy equipment we needed onto ships and bring it to Far Eden. Instead, the core bots would have to build it there.
Because I had to manually put that into the sound file for each and every one of them because there's no function to do that in Streamlabs.
Sure. You just have to time it to how long they stay on screen for.
The distress signal's coming from the far side of that quarry pit. Come on, Mac.
Whisper in the sand. Oh, that's not how geysers work in video games.
Yep.
I don't like that.
It subverts expectations. It's like a Ryan Johnson film. There is no fall damage in Recore, by the way.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, because it's a good game. Okay,
Hey.
maybe there's fall damage.
Hey,
if you fall
hold
back.
on.
But it wasn't a lot. You got to use your double jump to pad out the fall damage. I earnestly don't think I've ever seen fall damage in this game.
It was very little.
It was like nothing.
I think
it
that was
makes
like
you wonder, like, how high would you have to get to actually have that be a problem?
That pit's too deep. We'll have to make our way around it.
music's doing something cool here.
I think the soundtrack in general is honestly really good.
It just stops doing something cool there, but hey, you know, whatever.
Just teasing you. Just teasing you.
These support tunnels have sure taken a beating. What happened to the core bots that were supposed to maintain them?
Whoop. That was a big stutter there. Whoop.
Oh, was that actually in game?
Yeah. Whoop, that one was too. Okay, let's try.
Maybe you gotta change your motion blur settings.
Maybe. Ooh, this game likes being at 1080p way more than it likes being at 4K.
I mean, that's probably what it was designed to run. Once again, Xbox One game. I wonder how this game would run on Switch. I'll bet it would sell better on Switch than it did on Xbox.
It might. And I'm on a native 4K display, so the 1080p doesn't look awful.
Yeah. I've gotten so used to it reviewing Switch games that when I see a Switch game on my 4K TV running at 1080, I'm like, that looks incredible.
Yeah.
Looks so sharp.
I feel like one of the biggest mistakes I ever made was getting a 1440p monitor.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if I had a 1080p, if I had a 4K monitor, then I could run stuff at 1080 perfect pixel. Can't fucking do that with 1440.
I kind of want the RetroTink 4K, because then you can run a Switch into it, and like nearest neighbor scale it to 4K, as opposed to however your TV horribly naturally scales 1080p signals, and that would be really nice.
That does sound like it'd be pretty cool. I think my TV's pretty good about the scaling, or at the very least
Yeah.
it has settings to look better, but I have a very expensive television.
I do not.
Yeah, this television I think was the most expensive consumer product I've ever bought. I have a house, so I can't say the most expensive thing I've ever bought, but the most expensive consumer product.
The most expensive consumer product you've paid off?
Technically, I paid off a student loan.
It works. Is that a product?
I mean, it doesn't do anything for me, so I wouldn't call it a service.
Okay.
Finishing college might have been the biggest mistake I ever made in my life. My degree has done nothing for me except saddle me with debt.
Yeah. They do that.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Mac?
Where is Mac?
Because he's blue, so he'd do extra damage to that.
I didn't even realize he was blue damage.
Yeah.
Pack gets one hit in and this thing's dead.
In addition to Metroid, Zelda, Halo, and Mega Man, and Star Fox Adventures, it's also Pokemon. You got to get your Titan chips.
Yeah, this TV was extremely
Another
worth it.
break in the tunnel.
Yeah. No, my TV is only
those
it's
cover
only a
plates
60
into the right
hertz,
position, you can use them
which
to
was
get across.
fine up until I got the Series X and now have something that can do 120 hertz.
Mm-hmm.
And now I would like to upgrade. But 120 hertz TVs are still pretty expensive.
Yeah, I need to figure out why my HDMI cable did not enjoy having the VRR turned on.
I looked up what you should need for 4K.
Well, no, because
I guess no. I was looking at HDR, not.
Yeah, as
not
soon as
VRR.
I turned off the VRR, it started working, and yeah, that's
Yeah.
fucking weird. Like I've had VRR work fine before, so
Yeah.
I don't know what that was.
Is it the same HDMI you use for your PS5?
Yes, but I don't. I can't do VRR on my PS5 because my PS5. It's complicated how I got it to work with my AVR, my surround sound mixer, because my surround mixer is old and does not support HDMI 2.1. So I had to do this ungodly daisy chain of adapters to be able to send the native 4K signal with HDR high frame rate to my television, and while also getting working surround sound through my AVR. And I found it, like, it took me months and buying, like, it took me months and I bought like 7 different adapters, just trial and erroring my way through it. I finally found one that works with every single thing except VRR. VRR is like my holy grail right now. But with my PC, because the PC is a smarter device than my PS5, and the Xbox had the same problem. It doesn't get off easy on this. My PC is smart enough to recognize my TV as the video signal, and then separately, unrelated, recognize my AVR as the audio signal. So it has no problem.
Huh.
And that's unironically part of why my future is as a PC gamer at this point.
Yeah.
I'm probably giving up on console gaming.
Did you try plugging the PS5 into an M Classic?
I don't think I know what an M Classic is.
Oh yes, you do. It's the thing that you plug your Switch in to make the graphics better.
I don't see. The thing is, I don't play my Switch, so
you've seen it. It's the resolution equivalent of using
I'm sure
frame
I've seen
interpolation.
It. Oh fuck.
And all of our reviews, anytime we talk about a Switch game at low resolution, people will say they can plug it into their M Classic and it'll look pretty much the same as the PS5 version.
It will not. That's not how that works.
It hurts me. It hurts me every time.
Yeah. So the way that the ungodly chain of adapters that I have is that the HDMI cable comes out of my PlayStation and then it goes into a splitter. The splitter sends 1 bit directly to my television. Technically, it goes through my capture card first, but capture card, whatever, it doesn't count.
Sure.
One HDMI goes directly into my television, and that's just the video. The other HDMI goes into a downscaler that downscales the signal to 1080p and sends it to my AVR. It also has the side effect of stripping the HDR out of it. So if you were to go through the AVR and see it directly, it looks like shit. But it perfectly gets the surround sound intact. So I put my TV directly to the game console. My AVR automatic, because it has what's the thing called where it has ARC for when I'm using the TV apps. It understands that I'm switching to that input, and then I go no, switch over to this downscaled 1080p thing so that I'm getting the audio from the AVR be the surround sound with my perfect quality picture on my television.
That's very stupid.
It's very stupid, but an AVR that supports HDMI 2.1 is $1,000. And
Yeah.
this was $100. Okay. Okay.
You have all the core, but you're missing one.
Yeah. Okay, wrong direction.
I think it's still on the tower.
And so the only thing that doesn't work through this solution is VRR, because the signal that goes to the downscaler is still trying to change its like frame rate every like constantly over and over again, and the downscaler hates that.
Yeah.
So I still can't do VRR, and if I could find some kind of solution that lets me do VRR, then that'd be it. That'd be perfect. We'd have the Holy Grail.
Yeah. There he is.
But for now, my solution is working enough.
Yeah.
And a side effect that's kind of cool is that for games that don't have any surround sound, which is every fucking Nintendo published video game, if I just leave it on like the ARC feed from the television that's only sending a stereo signal, then it's just instantly sending a stereo signal that my AVR up mixes to surround sound, like the good old days of Dolby Pro Logic.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I get free surround sound out of Nintendo's shitty video games. I should not have hit the shield on this one.
Yeah, I'm nervous. You can make it. You're good.
Yeah, I will never forgive Nintendo for Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition, which removed the surround sound.
There's every time I play Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition, I find a new thing I dislike about it.
Yeah, I understand that the Switch version is based on the 3DS version.
Yep.
And I get it. I know why they did it.
But I hate it.
But it is like, from a technical sense, it is inferior to the Wii U version.
Oh,
It
yeah.
has more content, but it is inferior technically.
Whoa.
How much longer are y'all planning to go for? I have no actual plan. I'm just kind of going.
It's gonna finish the game.
Don't think I'm gonna do that tonight. Well, how long is this game?
I don't know, 20 hours?
Yeah, probably not doing that tonight.
Let's see. How long?
Recore is the highest rated game Inafune worked on in 2016. Am I having a stroke?
Where?
What the fuck's going on?
That's Violet talking, but I don't know where she is.
I don't know what I'm loving more right now, the ancients or their turrets.
Where is she? There were no subtitles on screen either.
No, there weren't.
That was bizarre.
Is this thing already getting recycled as a regular enemy?
This may surprise you after your very positive experiences with Halo Infinite on PC, but I'm starting to think the PC version of this might be slightly jankier than the Xbox version.
From Microsoft? Really?
It's very strange, right? Oh, this says the main story is only 12 hours long.
Still seems a little much for a single stream.
It's probably a little much for a single.
But kind of seems viable for me to do it all on stream.
You can. I'll do it all with Alex too. Get Neil to start streaming. I will sit and watch all of you play through this game.
The problem is
no accountability.
I kind of only have the capacity to do this week because me and Joe aren't doing Sonic Heroes and Smash for Pieces is not currently doing a game. So I just had nothing really to stream other than this.
Where would you rank this in relation to Sonic Heroes?
John, I played Sonic Heroes when I was like 10 years old. That's not a fair comparison.
It's even that shouldn't. I think so did I. What year did Sonic Heroes come out? I'll tell you how old I was.
I think it was 2003.
Yeah, so I would have been. I think I played it pretty close to launch, so I would have been like 11 or 12 probably when I played it. And I played it as a Sonic Adventure fan.
I was a broken human being, though.
Yeah, that's fair.
Mac, dig in.
Like, I played it as a Sonic Adventure 2 fan.
Yeah, I played it as a disillusioned Dreamcast fan.
GX says Recore is better.
Yeah, that is the correct answer.
It is probably true. But look at all those Eggman's robots.
I will say, part of that may also depend on where you played Sonic
The signal
Heroes.
is just up ahead.
That's
if you
also
played the
true.
PS2 version, you probably had a real
Another
bad
crawler.
time.
Mm-hmm. I played the GameCube version.
Yeah, that's a slightly better
Because
experience. It's still not
I was
good,
one of those sad children.
Yeah, still not good, but like definitely better.
I was the worst kind of sad child. The one that grew up thinking Thousand Year Door was a good game.
Hey.
At least this game has surround sound. Nintendo can't say they do that most of the time.
Huh.
I activated my beacon 5 days ago. Your
Tetris 99 has surround sound, and that just really tells me that, like, Nintendo's not trying.
That's weird.
Mac? He's fine. He hasn't been affected by whatever's making the other bots go crazy.
Splatoon 3 has surround, it fucking better. It's just a technical update to Splatoon 2.
Kai Brent, core maintenance.
Jewel Adams. Atmospherics.
And then the Thousand Year Door remake decided that it was going to go fucking wild with surround sound and puts a bunch of sound effects in the rear channels for no fucking reason.
It's just somebody accidentally dragged and dropped them into the wrong channel.
A little bit.
To go out on his own.
Well, if you want, Mac and I can find the things you need.
Really? That'd be great. Here, take this. You'll need it more than me.
It's an unhinged surround implementation. It totally is, and I kind of respect it. You know what game also has surround sound? Metroid
Got a
Dread.
list of all the parts for my leg inside the crawler. I'll send it to you over the radio.
I mean, I think technically having random sound effects in the rear channel does legally count as surround sound.
And Jewel?
Okay, well, so here's another thing about surround sound. Put dialogue in the fucking center speaker.
Yes.
I swear to fucking God. Fire Emblem Three Houses and Persona 5 as well both did this thing where the pre-rendered anime cutscenes that are made by a real animation studio who knows what they're doing have great surround sound with dialogue in the center channel like they're supposed to be. And all of the video game dialogue does not.
Yeah.
And it fucking pisses me off.
I hear you, Kai. Go ahead.
Persona 5's surround sound is so bad that I switched my PlayStation to stereo and let my AVR upmix it.
Yeah.
Some games have really bad surround sound. And then
he gave you the blue gun. I don't know if you were paying attention to the tutorial messages.
yeah, I saw that.
Okay.
And then not one single re-release of Ocarina of Time has kept the surround sound intact. By the way,
Can
Not
you
one.
if you play that in emulation, does emulation preserve the surround sound, or is that some weird N64-ism that only works on the? Because it uses like the old school version of surround
so that's
sound.
the thing. Technically, big technically here, all of them do preserve the surround sound. It's just Dolby Pro Logic.
It's but there's no way for HDMI to make that happen.
No. Now, Dolphin is the only emulator I've ever seen that converts Dolby Pro Logic to true surround sound.
Oh, interesting.
And that's why, honestly, like I have a lot of legit copies of the GameCube games that we're playing for Masterpieces, and I'm just gonna start doing them on Dolphin because first of all, I can get a good CRT filter, and I feel like we do not appreciate enough how CRT filters were still kind of good in the GameCube era.
GameCube's a weird era for for whether or not you use a CRT filter on it. Like, I
Yeah.
can hear arguments both ways.
Yeah, I prefer it with the CRT filter, but what the fuck am I supposed to do here? This is where the
Now you
dig.
finally get to do the
Yeah,
digging
okay.
you've been trying to do this entire time.
Right. So like playing Metroid Prime 2 with like a really good CRT filter was a big moment of like, yes, this game does look good in 4K, but I still love how it looks with the CRT filter, and
Sure.
it's like so clear that it was designed for that. And so that's one reason that I'm mostly sticking with Dolphin now. And it's also because Dolphin can get me the working surround sound. Oh, inventory full. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, if you go to a... I don't think you... I'm pretty sure it'll save spot in your inventory for what you actually need to take back for this quest. But if you go to a fast travel point, you can beam all your inventory back to your crawler.
Okay, should I worry about that purple core much?
Nah, it's not.
Green one. That's it.
But yeah, I like surround sound a lot.
Yeah. I need to actually... I don't currently have a setup for surround sound, but I kind of miss it.
The big reason why I went through these unreasonable lengths to get everything working, like with the TV plus the surround sound, is that like surround sound, honestly, I care more about than anything that this TV is doing.
Sure.
Not to say that I don't love what this TV is doing, because HDR has kind of been life-changing. But if I had to choose one between surround sound and HDR, I would choose surround sound.
Sure. Yeah, I could get behind that. Oh, you do need to empty your inventory to pick up the... Oh, no, you're looking for pistons, not cores. Okay, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Just saw that green core and thought that was your quest item.
You know, I've never technically checked if, like, the upmixing thing that my AVR does with stereo signals just kind of is Dolby Pro Logic. Like, if I plug in a Dolby Pro Logic game, like, I've never checked if it actually does it correctly.
Yeah.
Which feels like it definitely sounds possible, because that's just kind of how Dolby Pro Logic works.
Yeah.
There's the pistons.
Mac, dig in.
I need to win the piston cup.
With the robots that are a non-primary color, any of the colors that contribute to their color will do extra damage on them.
Okay.
So like a green one will be hurt more by blue than by red.
That is interesting. Where the fuck is this piston? Do I need to, like, will it, like, give me a piston while I'm picking up a green core? Do I need to...
I don't think so. Try not extracting, like, just blow it up.
Okay.
They might drop different. I think they're more likely to, like they always drop a core if you extract them, but I think they are more likely to drop parts if you just blow them up. I'm pretty sure you can get it either way, but... It's going to be really funny when you needed to empty your inventory for this.
Too strong to
What was that? I didn't press the button.
PC version doesn't care what button you push.
That's fair.
Gonna get what you get.
Sir, I would prefer you do not heal. That is very rude.
we need.
There we go.
Let's get him back
Okay,
to
you didn't
Kai.
need to blow it up.
We'll never know for sure if that was why, but
I choose to believe that's why.
video games. Right, Suki? Suki kind of like bumped her head up just a little bit when I said her name, but she did not really respond. Now she's just kind of looking at. Oh, and she's chirping. She does that sometimes. Suki, you want to come over here?
My cat is also just meowing in the background.
I love how I can see the texture repeating.
It's real good.
Every time I see that, I can't unsee
Yup.
it.
One dumb graphical effect in this game I really like is when you dash while you're just on the sand. It like makes a little plume of sand pop up. It's very satisfying. They like
Ooh, and leaves the
crisscross in a
trail.
very nice way. Yeah. It's definitely just like a little bit of geometry. They just pop up over the ground, but it looks nice.
I mean, if it works, it works.
Yeah.
Suki, you should show up on stream. People like it when you do. He's just out of frame.
If my cat shows up, it'll just
This
be
is
because
perfect,
he
Jewel.
jumps up on my
Thanks.
desk to leave the basement.
She comes.
Mac, be good. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Yay.
You never seen a human with legs like this, huh? I'm one of the lucky ones. They were able to amputate before the infection spread.
Dust Devil.
Class 3 outbreak. Hit Chicago first.
I might get a cat.
Spread from there.
Come here.
We evacuated to one of the safe zones. Not fast enough. How about you? East or West Coast?
West. Southern sector.
Oh, I heard that got bad. You lose anyone close?
I feel like all the dialogue in this game so far has just been filler dialogue.
Sure.
Now I'm sorry.
It's all right. My dad and I, we looked after each other.
Shit, Suki.
We were going to come to Far Eden together, but he had to leave Earth on a different ship.
I feel like I'm waiting for the
Sleep with all the others. Waiting for the
story to like
terraformers.
start being interesting, and I just don't think that's gonna happen.
Hey
is
Seth,
it?
can you dial it up a little?
There gets to be more to it, but the story is definitely something where I'd say you could feel the budget.
Yeah.
Where did you find that core?
We're not gonna be talking about how this emotionally affected us.
But I don't know what they
No.
are.
That's part of why it felt weird to put it directly after Outer Wilds.
Top secret mandate tech. I've only ever heard rumors about them.
They fixed the pylon, and they work on other Far Eden systems too. If we find enough
Suki,
of
you
them,
wanna say
maybe
hi
we
to
can
everyone?
get the terraforming back on track.
Or maybe do a whole lot more. I don't know for sure. But the core foundry might have the answers we need. I'll get my legs working and meet you there. In the meantime, Seth, you go with Jewel.
Don't worry.
Okay,
You're
Suki,
safe
you don't
with
like
us.
when I hold on to you like that.
Right,
You can
Mac?
go where you want. She does not like any situation where her feet are not on the ground.
One cat that will put up with being held for a reasonable amount of time.
Suki hates it. If her feet aren't on the ground, she is unhappy.
Alright, to get to the core foundry, you'll need to go up and over the quarry pit. Good news? Seth is a terrific climber. Bad news?
I love how even now that we're on 1080p, we're getting we're getting frame drops.
Seth, we'll do it together.
Ooh.
It's weird. It feels like it's every time you load back into the overworld.
I mean, I don't know how to explain that because I'm not a smart programming person, but that's a common thing that I have observed.
Well, it could be like I wonder if they're like leaving something cached while they load in that separate area, and then it's not.
Like
I don't know.
Like
I also
memory
am
leak
not
or
a
something?
smart programming person. Yeah.
Over there.
Suki largely agrees with the early reviews and doesn't really want any part of this game. Suki, like, remarkably does not acknowledge that the television exists.
I was really disappointed when I played through Stray and my cats didn't react to it at all, because the internet made me think they would care.
No, Suki's really good about not caring about the television.
The only game I've ever seen my cats, like, actively engage with on screen was Psychonauts 2. They were obsessed with watching the little dudes jump around in Psychonauts 2.
It's kind of funny. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen Suki react to the television in any way.
Oh, Seren, I will also say that I didn't particularly like Stray, but I did play it.
I technically have it. I should probably play it just to, like, understand the consensus on it.
It's like, I think it's totally okay if it were about like half the length that it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just a little narrative adventure game, but it tries to be something much bigger. I do really like this mechanic.
This is pretty cool.
Yeah. It's kind of just a, you know, a morph ball spider ball thing, but in a fun way that has a bit more like platforming application.
We're half the length it is. It's 4 hours. I mean, that sounds like I could.
4 hours?
That sounds like I could knock it out pretty quick then.
It felt way longer than 4 hours.
Look, will I hate it as much as Brotherhood? Because Brotherhood was way longer than 4 hours.
Probably not. You'll probably like it better than Brotherhood.
We made it. Me scared? No way, Seth. You were great.
I hated Brotherhood so much, I'm, like, honestly unsure if I'm even going to play Revelations. I played Revelations at launch and remember remarkably little about it.
So I loved Revelations at the time. I have since found out, since reviewing the remaster, that apparently other people do not. But I like it.
It did, like, change the settings so much that, like, just none of the characters from the Ezio games are, like, still around, really, so.
Yeah.
I am a little annoyed that, I don't know why I thought that would work.
I really thought it might. You were doing a really good job.
I'm a little annoyed that Brotherhood, near the end of Brotherhood, there's this big moment where, like, Ezio finally respects his sister and she becomes a full-fledged assassin, and that is the last time you ever see her in the franchise.
Yeah. Yeah, Brotherhood is the one I remember the least about. Because it's kind of just bad Assassin's Creed 2.
It really is. I don't understand why people like it so much.
Yeah. I have to assume it's that they played it and don't actually remember it. Or they're confusing it for Assassin's Creed 2.
Mm-hmm. I mean, admittedly, it did improve the combat a lot from 2. Shame about literally everything else in the game.
Yeah. If only it could have good combat and be fun to play.
Yeah. And also, like, really bold to have those flashback missions where they reveal that just off-screen through the last game, Ezio was being a toxic masculinity misogynist to his girlfriend. That was a very bold choice.
It's character development. Really makes you feel for the guy. I believe you are now going backwards.
I see.
But, like, you're kind of committed at this point.
Shit.
No, you got it.
Well, I haven't been in this spot, at least.
Yeah.
Not that this spot does anything for me, but...
You need the power gloves.
To me. Over here, Seth.
No.
Bye, Seren. Thanks for hanging out. The blurry spider bot is probably because of the exact motion blur technique that we chose. Maybe it's not a good technique for Seth.
Yeah, let's try the other ones.
Yeah.
This one is the furthest one, so.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! What is that? What the fuck is that?
What is happening?
Whoa!
That's not motion. That's like going out of focus.
Whoa! Wow! Okay.
I hate that a whole lot.
11. Better, admittedly.
Jesus. That was upsetting.
What the fuck was that? Yeah, that meme image of I don't know what show it's from, but it's Julia Louis-Dreyfus just going, "Oh, what the fuck?" That's how I feel right now.
Yeah.
Can't believe Seren missed that part.
Yeah. Resolution has been reduced to 240. That motion blur at a lower resolution would be pretty. I'll bet it's worse if you set it to 30 FPS. Because then
Okay,
it's
well now we have to try it, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm dead. Whoops.
Well, perfect.
Okay. Lowest resolution possible.
Is this gonna like break the stream or
30
anything?
FPS. It's full screen, so it shouldn't.
Okay.
Oh, wow. This is chunky.
That is. It's so weird because
Christ.
it looks like a depth of field effect more than a motion blur, right?
Oh no!
What? What is it trying to do? Like, it's not using, like, motion vectors, it's just pulling anything that's moving out of focus with, like, a Gaussian blur. I've never seen anything like that before.
That's the greatest part about Recore, still discovering new things after all this time.
Ocarina of Time has better motion blur than that. That is nuts.
Oh, setting it to ultra is like, yeah, turn off all motion blur.
Oh, interesting.
I don't think that's necessarily inherent improvement, but...
Are you generally pro or against motion blur?
I think that generally motion blur in video games is not created equal, so...
Okay. I do like that you can just sort of infinitely loop through that boost pad. That boost ring.
I made it work.
Yeah. Another instance of video gaminess is just all of the randomly floating shit in this game.
It's great. In fairness, they do show, like, jet propulsion on them. The jet propulsion is, like, sometimes pointing downward, but hey.
Yeah.
So, like, to do upgrades, do I need to, like, fast travel back to, like, my home?
Yeah, you have
at
to
the
go back
beginning?
to your crawler.
Oh, I see. That's why I haven't gotten any upgrades.
But also, yeah, you... Like, I would generally do them, like, around boss fights sometimes, but... Or, like, if I die... Like, if I was like, oh, okay, I'm clearly having trouble, maybe I need to upgrade things.
Yeah, I wouldn't really say that I'm having trouble. It's just every now and then
No.
I'm stupid and just die.
Yeah, you could totally get through the game without ever upgrading anything.
I guess for the sake of it, like, the next fast travel point that I see, I'll go back.
I would imagine there might be one right through this door, or right outside this door.
Hey, Jewel.
That's the way, Seth. You did it.
Okay.
When your ship finally left Earth. Well, I haven't cried that hard since your mother died. I know I can't talk to you directly since you're already in cryosleep. And even if I could, the communication lag would just get worse the farther you got from Earth.
Wonder if this audio log will work through the loading screen.
Rip.
Nope.
Yeah, the way these audio logs work is a choice.
They can. So what's weird is on Xbox, doing like anything will interrupt them, whereas it seems like on PC they just play relentlessly through cutscenes.
I love that.
So it's very odd that they would operate differently.
I'll do my best to guide.
Okay. Oh, fuck. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this is where I am right now, right? This area here? Okay.
And Y will just, or I guess triangle for you, will immediately just return you to the crawler without you having to select it.
There's supposed to be a button to press.
Oh! Where's your cursor? Well, what happens if you push triangle? Like there, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Maybe you can't fast travel anywhere besides your crawler while you're in the dungeon.
That's weird.
Maybe that's a mechanic, I guess.
All right, let's get you geared up, Mac.
Okay, neat. I forget where everything is here. Okay, workbench.
There is only one thing in this room.
Okay, well first let's see what I can, if I can equip that thing. Where does it say how much of the, oh there it is, okay.
Cool.
And what does this do? This is just stat upgrades.
Yep. I generally just dump stuff into all of them.
Okay. And what is stash? Okay, that's just my shit. Nope, didn't mean to leave that menu entirely.
Good boy. Now let's get back to that distress signal.
Okay, so let's research first. Because we need to make the good stuff. Oh my god, I have so much materials. I can just make the every stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, generally the cost isn't super high, so. Though that zombie head is better than most of the heads you'll have at this point, I think. So you're probably good on that.
Bingo. Sweet. Done and done.
Oh, but you're not high enough level to use them.
Well, well, that's okay because we still need to do this.
So this, I don't think levels you up. But it will make you more powerful, but it doesn't actually change your level.
Oh, these are different distributions here? So I can just press the button and go that?
Yep.
Ooh. I don't fully understand this screen, but
you're dumping cores into them to up their stats.
Okay.
You should use the fast travel as opposed to. But that's
maybe
fine.
it'll just dump me back where I was.
Maybe. Nope.
I don't think it dumped me back where I was.
Not unless that loading screen is lying.
Okay,
Do you
still
still
no
not
cursor.
have a cursor?
No.
Well, that's a problem. Alright, I'm kind of glad I'm playing this on Xbox. It's still jank, but these are all fresh new bugs I have not seen before.
Every time you see an Xbox game running on PC, you learn exciting new things.
Yeah. Well, that's like when Halo Infinite came out, and you were like, "This is like really, really rough." And I'm playing, I'm like, it's got a little bit of jank, but it seems okay. And then finally play the PC version, it's like, oh.
It's like, oh, wait, this might be shit.
Mm-hmm.
And by God, the PC version was shit.
Yeah. It got better. It's still definitely worse than the console version, but it's better than it was at launch.
I'm having a crisis of faith. Remember that thing I said earlier about how like this shitty low res camera makes it harder to see like my beard shadow, so I feel better about that.
Mac,
yeah.
Seth,
It also makes it harder to see the nice work I put into doing my hair.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What do I do?
You need a separate hair cam.
I do. No one has struggled as much as I have in life.
Yeah.
Not one person on this earth.
Well, God gives his greatest challenges to his strongest warriors.
Probably gonna call it after this dungeon. Because it's going for 2.5 hours.
We can do
about
that.
9 o'clock now for me.
Yeah. Do you want to call it after? You're good with going through this dungeon, though?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay. I don't think it's super long.
Here we go.
I feel like it'll probably be about 3 hours by then. So that's a pretty good.
Yeah.
Fun Recore facts, don't play it on PC.
Yep. I mean, I will say this is a better experience than the launch day Xbox One experience.
That's so dire.
I would love to know what the launch day PC experience was. But yeah, right now it seems like the best way to play it is on Series X. Though I will say, Quick Resume is currently seems to be broken. At least on the Game Pass version. I'm not sure. I don't remember it doing that when I installed my physical version, but the Game Pass version I think has broken Quick Resume.
I mean, the reason that I sold my Xbox is because Quick Resume failed catastrophically in a way that made me stop trusting it forever.
You did have a problem with Quick Resume. Yeah. Yeah, I've never... The only time I've had an issue was when I had a Starfield game in the Quick Resume thing for so long that the game actually had an update that I hadn't installed yet, and then I went to stream it, but the streamed version had a different update than what I had currently in my Quick Resume thing, and it caused all kinds of problems, and the game just wouldn't move for a while.
Yeah, I still haven't returned to Persona 3 Reload after that incident, even though I have access to it on other systems.
I get that.
I'm kind of waiting for the female protagonist mod to release, and then I'll re-up to Game Pass just to finish that game.
Sure. Do mods work on PC Game Pass versions of games?
Yes, with an asterisk.
Okay. I would just assume that would be like way more locked down walled garden kind of thing than like Steam or something.
It was at first, and then they realized no one was buying games on their store because of it.
Yeah.
And it's still locked down, but now it's only locked down in ways that even Microsoft doesn't know how to fix.
Okay.
So they have opened up the file system so that you can get to the files. They have not made it readable for a human. I'm not certain they can, but it's there.
Yeah.
I did have a really fun thing where I smuggled a modded save file for Persona 5 onto
I remember that.
onto an Xbox Series X. So
yeah, I remember that
An
saga.
empty cell bot socket.
yeah, my favorite part was telling Seren about that on stream, and she, as someone who is under NDAs, when I finished telling the story, she just said, "All I will say is that I know what happened." I understand what happened and have no further questions. Fuck. I was not paying enough attention to what's going on. Shit.
You're going toward the green thing.
Okay. Yeah, but will I die if I go down into the...
No, you're good.
This looks like dangerous ground.
There you are. Come with me.
There was a socket for that guy back where you started.
Hmm.
It's fine, don't worry about it.
Hmm.
Those are just decorations.
Whoa, shit! What the fuck is this?
That's, once again, subverting expectations. Puts a saw blade in front of you and then shoots you from behind.
Where's the socket? Is this the socket?
I think the bot got scared by all the enemies. Or is getting eaten by the enemies.
I see. I keep betting that I can finish fishing before I get punched in the face, and that is a bet I have not won a single time.
Listen, that is, I hear that from real life fishermen all the time. constant refrain.
That's a lot of damage in one hit.
You did beef him up.
I am starting to feel that the combat feels like it's missing some part of the loop. Like,
oh yeah?
It feels kind of like... It feels like I end up with some downtime in a way, where I'm still like actively engaging an enemy, but I'm just kind of like standing there just firing at it, not really thinking about anything.
Sure. Yeah, I think... Honestly, I think it's at its best when it's throwing like a lot of projectiles at you and making you concentrate more on like, once again, kind of the bullet hell element.
Yeah, I can definitely feel that because
like
it reminds me
is really good.
Yeah, it reminds me of a problem that I was having in Prime 2 where it was like, okay, there are periods of these boss fights where I can't hit the boss, and the boss isn't trying to hit me. We're just kind of standing here staring at each other. And
yeah.
I guess that's kind of made it, you know, from the creators of Metroid Prime, it's kind of made it into its way into this game too, where there are points in the combat where they just kind of forget to give you things to do. And that is that dates back to Prime. I think that's just something that these people struggle with.
Yep.
While rare on Earth, the crystalline structures
this room actually always reminds me of the room when you're escaping the pirate frigate at the beginning of
Prime,
where
Meta Ridley is?
grapple hook up, but yeah. Like every time I walk into this room, I'm like, I recognize this room.
A little bit.
Today is April 17th, 2053. First day of my first shift on the surface of the planet. All the other teams landed safely and are sleeping in their crawlers. Forecasts predict a break in the storms a few days from now, so I should be able to receive transmissions from Mandate Mission Control. Of course, they'll be decades old due to the distance between Earth and Far Eden, but I'll take any news I can get. In the meantime, I have plenty to do.
Look out! Those core bites are in attack mode.
For operation.
By the way, that mix of Fireball and Pepsi, not bad.
Good. I was waiting with bated breath. Oh, so the Xbox One version of Recore actually has a 63 on Metacritic. The PC version has a 58. So I take that to mean the PC version was even worse at launch.
Love that. I do hope Alex streams it. Like you should bother him about streaming it and make sure he does. I want to see him do this.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't need to worry as much about Neil because Neil's already played it. So I don't think he finished it, but I know he's played a good chunk of it.
Okay, yeah, you opened up on the wrong side. I get it. You're from the developers of Metroid Prime.
Yep.
Parentheses derogatory.
We should, we need to have a drinking game where every time you have to say from the developers of Metroid Prime while playing Recore, in a derogatory way, you take a drink.
Now I gotta find a way up.
Yeah, I'm glad that, like, the biggest problems I have with the game were problems in Metroid Prime.
Yeah.
It's just, people don't give a shit when it's a game made by Microsoft instead of Nintendo.
Well, that's the... So... There's some late game, like, grinding for the power stars in this game.
Like Metroid Prime.
Which it got a lot of crap for, and...
Oh, this moves.
Yeah.
I understand.
And I always feel like, I'm like, man, like, Mario 64 did that, Metroid Prime did, like, all of these games that people love did it, but it was Nintendo, so we just kind of said they're great.
Mario 64, I think, is acceptable because the Power Stars are the main objective for the entire game. So that's just a matter of, like, it's up to you whether you are paying attention
Whether
to
you did
that
it
or not.
Yeah.
In Prime, I would like... So do I just have to, like, hit that immediately so I catch up with it?
Yeah, you need to go off the other one and launch.
In Prime with the artifacts, there is part of me that really appreciates that you can get so many of those artifacts early. If you're just the kind of person that has the sense for Metroid games.
Right.
And I definitely acknowledge that that is something that that is if you don't have that Metroid sense and you don't manage to find all those early, then the game turns into a slog at the end. But for me personally, that's something that I enjoy. I will admit this is something that I think Prime 2 does not do as well as Prime 1, where you can't get most of those
Don't touch the fire.
most of the temple keys before the end of the game. I think that's a pretty substantial flaw.
Yeah. Did you play Prime 3?
Yes, but I played it in 2007, and have never played it since.
I believe it's the case in that you can't get any of the all the things MacGuffin until the end of the game.
Ooh,
but I will also say I think there's way fewer of them. I think
I remember the big conversation in that game being the opposite. I remember that game being the one where it's like, okay, we took that criticism to heart and made it easier to get those early.
There's still, unless we're thinking of different MacGuffins.
I'm thinking of the energy cells for the Valhalla. I can't believe I remember the name of that ship.
I'm thinking maybe there are more of them you can get beforehand. There's definitely fewer of them overall.
Well, I also know that you don't need all of them.
Right. We should do a Metroid Prime game club now that you've just played through a bunch of Metroid Prime.
Oh my god.
We can just do Prime 3.
I brought it up when we were playing Prime 1, and everyone was like, no.
Well, I want to do a Metroid Prime game club, but play literally none of the mainline Metroid Prime games. I want to do a Metroid Prime trilogy.
I've been
of the other Metroid Prime trilogy.
Yeah, pinball is the definitive way to get the story of Prime 1, obviously.
Well, and weirdly, that trilogy gives you the full Psylux story. Because Prime 1's the only one you need before going into Hunters. And then you get Hunters, and then you get Federation Force. You have the entire Psylux trilogy.
That's wonderful. Yeah. No, I've been thinking, like, we should stream Federation Force because I've never played it.
Yeah.
And, is that game 3 players or 4 players?
4 players.
Okay,
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 4.
We should
it's been a few
years.
years.
We should drag in my friend that that not only also thinks Prime 2 is the best in the trilogy, but actively loves the boss fights in it. And he does not trust the idea. I'm talking and trying to fight, and it's ruining me.
Yeah.
He does not trust the idea that Federation Force is a good game. So it'd be really funny, even if he ends up hating it. It will be so funny to force him to play with us.
Yeah. No, I think Federation Force is great.
This is also the same person I know that believes the worst Fire Emblem game is better than the best Paper Mario game.
Listen, I don't like Paper Mario, but there's some really bad Fire Emblem.
Yeah, that's where I'm.
Like this.
That's where I am.
This is not a fight I expected to have to fight for anyone, but yeah, I'm gonna have to side with Paper Mario on this one.
Most Fire Emblem is better than most Paper Mario, though.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like I like Fire Emblem. There's just so much trash in amongst the good.
Yes.
Like,
Fates was fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Three Houses is a game that I love, but it's not easy to love.
I think that Three Houses is probably a decent game if you don't want to play Fire Emblem. Like, that's my issue with it, is just that it's like this is fine, but it's not.
Well, I like the Fire Emblem in Three Houses. It just takes so much fucking work to get to it.
Yeah. That was something I noticed immediately with Engage, is I was like, cool, my time to Fire Emblem upon booting up this game is
so
very
quick.
short.
So quick, yeah. Like, Engage's story sucks. It definitely does. But I stand by that, like, as a Fire Emblem video game, it's one of the best we've had in a long time.
Yeah, no, I love it just as a tactical RPG.
Yeah.
And even its story is exactly as deep as it needs to be for that game. Like,
we've had some good stories in some Fire Emblem games, though.
Sure.
That's why I feel so disappointed.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's bad. I would just say that it's very basic.
I'll keep chasing the high of the Fire Emblem game where the story is about furries being the victims of racism. Like, then we peaked then.
Tale as old as time.
We used to be a country.
Let's go, Seth.
Oh, this is just gonna put me right back where I was. Oh, no, it's not. It's weird that this cool-ass spider robot is just named Seth. That's such a mundane name.
Yeah. I mean, when your mechanic is this cool, you don't need a fancy name.
God, this really is just a platformer sometimes.
It is. But I like that.
Huh. Looks like the power cores are missing.
I like how many different games I have to use to describe this game.
There's so many video games in this video game.
Yeah, I dig that.
Yeah, I first got that phrase, so many video games in this video game, from my sister describing Sonic Frontiers. However, what she said of Sonic Frontiers was, there are so many video games in this video game, and yet not one complete video game.
Right. Did she say that during the point where it inexplicably became a pinball game?
No, I didn't get that far on stream. Joe got tired of us streaming it right before that part, and then like I got there on my own time, and I was like, "Yo, we stopped too early. If we had played one more hour, I would have uninstalled this game on stream."
I will give that game praise for the fact that it just decided there was a pinball game in an otherwise, like, somewhat...
In fairness, a lot of Sonic games just suddenly become pinball games.
I just liked that it...
Upgrade. Nice.
I like when it was just willing to be a dumb Sonic game in that instance.
It's not willing to be a dumb Sonic game in many other instances. I still don't get all the hype around that game.
I don't think it's great. I think I liked it more than you, which is hilarious.
Like, of all the Sonic games to, like, actually end up with a mass market appeal where people say, this is finally the good one. That's not it.
I think it's just... Yeah, I think Sonic fans are just really damaged at this point.
I mean, I am, but,
yeah.
like...
I consider myself one of them. While thinking Sonic is generally bad, I sure do play all of them.
It's just, I don't know, like, I feel like we can afford to have some standards.
I would love for you to convince Sega of that.
Like none, yeah, we have more bad Sonic games than good at this point. It's not a secret, but like, any coherent idea, theme, or tone would be nice.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I need to shoot these, but
I think you're
seems
just
to be one that I'm missing.
one. There it is.
They made it open world-ish, and I think that scores mass market points, I guess. And also, Sonic has PTSD in it.
You know, the thing I hate most about it is that Sonic has a deep man voice, and that upsets me a lot.
It's the Ezio voice.
Well,
yeah.
Most of the cores are gone. This whole place looks torn apart.
And I remember, like, one of the big things that Sonic fans would say about Frontiers was that, like, it fixes Tails' character derailment that was going on, and I'm like, man, I am not in step with this franchise anymore. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, dude.
I don't know where to start with that. I don't know what Sonic Frontiers fixes. I don't know what's broken. I don't think it has I don't think Tails is a super deep developed character in Frontiers. Like, I'm not sure.
And then at the end of the game, they canonically acknowledge Sonic Boom. Like, just out of fucking nowhere. It's like, okay, they acknowledge the characters from the comics in dialogue. That makes sense. Same writer. Those comics are ongoing and allegedly canon. People love them. And then out of nowhere, yeah, let's go meet Styx from Sonic Boom.
I really wish that was the line. That it was, let's meet Styx from Sonic Boom. TM.
You were weirdly offended by Tails being upset and unable to handle things in Forces or some stuff. Why do people take Forces seriously?
I love the part in Forces where like people are like talking about Sonic after Sonic's dead, and Tails just has to yell out to the room like, he's dead! It's the best. Sonic Forces might be the peak Sonic game.
Sonic Forces was what I think was where I started to realize I was out of step with other Sonic fans at that point.
It was so bad in all of the best ways.
I love when Sonic Forces gives me hope that Chaos is going to be back and doing cool things, and then he just kind of disappears after that first cutscene, and you
know. It's in like a cutscene.
Yeah. Frontiers
did a little bit of Chaos stuff.
Because Sonic fans take everything seriously. They want to pretend the series of stories. So I remember when I was a kid, the thing about Sonic Adventure 2 is that its story almost felt like it was being taken seriously. Yeah. But it was still like, it still had this air of being over the top and stupid.
Yeah.
Like, it was a story that was quote unquote serious while still being confident in how stupid it could get sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, it was still doing all of the stupid over the top stuff that Sonic like was in that era. And modern Sonic stories, when they try to be serious, feel embarrassed of that. And that's the biggest thing I got from Frontiers' tone, is that it felt like it was embarrassed to be a Sonic game telling the story it was telling. And it's like, no, fucking own it. Just go all in. Like, Project Shadow hidden in a lab. Maria got, like, Eggman's 12-year-old cousin is the victim of an extrajudicial killing by the government. Like,
right. Just be stupid.
Just be
Lean into
stupid.
it. Yeah.
Like, do all this dark, serious shit while being stupid, and it lands a lot better. Don't try to pretend
what your fans clearly want.
Yeah.
Like,
Found a power core.
you know what Sonic story I like? Sonic Colors. Yeah, so Sonic Colors is when they don't try to be serious. And, it's fantastic comedy writing. It's great. And I love the Sonic Adventure 2 tone, where the story is ostensibly very serious, but it's very dumb. Like, it's a fucking space colony Death Star with Eggman's face in it.
Right.
It's fucking stupid. It's not afraid to be both.
Yeah.
Frontiers is afraid to be both. It only wants to be one of them. And, like, you can't have a game with these cartoon mascots that isn't stupid.
right. Yeah, you are a hedgehog that go fast and wears tennis shoes. It's gonna be a little dumb.
Yeah. It's just, I fucking love the part where Sonic just, like, drops in through the sunroof of the president's limo. And that's just a thing that we all accept just happens. And, like, there is no moment of joy like that in Frontiers, except the first time that you see a boss subtitle that says Giganto. That part was kind of sick. It's the Darth Maul room right now.
It sure is.
I wasn't sure Seth was gonna make it.
I'm pretty sure, I mean, speaking of Tails, I think Seth just has Tails logic. I mean, you can leave him behind, he'll show up.
What the fuck is this? No, they're just gonna be here. They're a part of this now.
Yep. I like that Jewel is like, oh, rollers, as if that, like, sure. You didn't need to say a name. I can accept balls just going up and down in hallway. It's a video game.
It almost feels weirder to give it a name.
Right. Wait, once you acknowledge it, now it's weird. When it was just hallway balls,
Yeah,
I was
remember
cool.
when
Hallway balls.
Legends Arceus was like, yeah, every Pokemon has the ability to shrink down into Pokeballs, and it's like, I didn't think that was weird before, but now that we're talking about it,
now that we've hung a lantern on it, it does feel weird.
I can do this.
I believe in you.
Fuck.
You gotta watch out for those rollers.
Stadium got to interview Izuka at SGF, and our guy asked how the Eggmans escaped the empty time boy. He laughed. The Flynn asked the same thing and said he'd rather leave it up to the imagination. That doesn't need an answer. Oh my fuck.
There you go.
This ought to be good.
It's parts.
If I want to be generous, I can say, well, okay, they were going with one of those dumb, silly questions where Izuka has the chance to give a joke answer. And if I'm being generous and optimistic, that's what I say. I don't believe that.
I know the Sonic fan base better than that.
Did you see the Harrison Ford interview recently where someone asked him like to compare Red Hulk with Indiana Jones?
No, I have not.
Let me find that. It's fucking award-winning. Where the fuck is the comics chat on my Discord? There it is. Scroll up. Harrison Ford, when asked who between Thunderbolt Ross and Indiana Jones is better at handling snakes, quote, "I've always treated these questions with both the utmost respect and complete disdain. I will not answer that stupid question, but thank you for the opportunity."
I hope that's the response they expected, because that's the only response one could ever expect from Harrison Ford to that
It's
question.
so good. I love it.
Yeah, I only hope that one day I can reach the level of grumpy old man that Harrison Ford seems to be.
Bingo. The analyzer's up and running.
No, the closed captions aren't working on OBS. That sucks. Oh well. Oh, and now they abruptly are working again. Neat. The OBS closed caption extension is very jank.
Let's see what makes you tick.
Or the closed... Are the closed captions coming from OBS or from Twitch?
OBS.
Oh.
Jewel, if anyone could set things right, I knew it would be you.
Dad! Kai, did you hear that? There were voices coming through the core. Maybe it's some kind of transmission from the ships in orbit.
All I see on my end is a wall of mandate encryption. I don't have enough compute power in my crawler to crack it.
Man, speaking of that thing I was saying earlier about like cutscenes looking better at 30 FPS, this cutscene looks better on the stream than it does on my television.
Yeah.
The core. It overloaded the analyzer.
Trying to remember what frame rate. This might have been a 30 FPS game on base Xbox One.
Probably. Yeah, for that era of video games, this seems like it's doing a lot for it to have been 60 FPS.
Yeah.
Oh, cool, I'm dying of radiation.
Okay, I see some energy cells. They look like they're overheating.
Like this? Oh, that.
The red thing, yeah.
I mean, this is red, but...
That's also red. That's valid.
Is there...
The cool thing is, I'm not sure that you can ever actually die in this scene. Like, she's making noises like she's taking damage. Oh, I guess that bar is going.
Yeah, there is a bar going up.
Okay. So I was gonna say your health doesn't go down.
Oh yeah, that bar is definitely increasing. Oh, right there.
Hi, I did it. But the analyzer's still going crazy.
There have to be more cells on the other side of the room.
That meter's going up pretty quick. I might die.
Okay, Seth.
You gotta believe in yourself.
I was hoping that was gonna be one of the cells that I have to like shoot while in midair.
Yeah.
That would've been really cool. Oh, now I'm taking real damage.
Oh, okay. Well, I am sorry for doubting the game.
Never doubt Recore.
Never. I should know.
So, where do you think we can crack the mandate encryption on the prismatic core?
Far Eden Tower. It was built to control the terraforming process, so it's got to have plenty of compute power. There's a tram at the back of the foundry that leads straight to the E-Tower. I'll meet you there.
All right, sounds good. Seth, let's go.
Yeah, that camera movement there looked way better on stream. This was a very 30 FPS game.
I think it was probably 60 on like Xbox One X. I know it's 60 on Series X. I don't think it can do 120 on there, but it might.
It is nice that I can mostly do 120 right now.
Yeah.
Mostly because it's definitely not hitting 120, but...
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me to know that this might not be the most optimized game.
I really believe that would work. The hitboxes on the balls are a little weird.
They're probably cubes.
Yeah, it
like
feels
they probably
like
are
that.
hit boxes.
Programming collision, very difficult. Making video games is hard.
This is once again another section where it's very much just a 3D platformer. This feels very like Mario 64. Lethal Lava Land kind of thing.
Little bit. GX asks, when are you going to review Recore for NWR?
I'm waiting for the Switch port. I'm telling you, release a Switch copy of this with a big old thing on the front that says from the creators of Metroid Prime 1 through 3. I think it sells.
Can they legally do that?
Who? Xbox?
They, I don't know.
I was gonna say, all the marketing for this game, like the trailer for the game, says from the creators of Metroid Prime.
Can you put that on the box, though? Are the rules different for the box?
I don't know. If you're putting it on a Nintendo system, I feel like you might be able to get away with it.
I almost feel like the opposite. At that point, aren't you kind of running into trademark issues a little more?
Maybe.
Because I feel like you can probably get away with the trademark by being like, well, obviously, Metroid's not going to be on Xbox, so there's no confusion there. And trademark is all about, is this going to confuse the average user?
That's true. You could just put, like, from the abused victims of Retro Studios comes Recore.
Retro Studios presents a Keiji Inafune game.
Yeah. From the guys that worked with a dude that started a porn site on the company servers at Retro Studios comes Recore.
I keep forgetting I have the robot to punch things for me.
He's good at punching. He shoots. Seth shoots. I will say, though, in answer to, with the review thing, I do remember when Super Lucky's Tale came out on Xbox, I actually posted a review for that on our Patreon, just because I played through it and wanted to write it.
If we were to
and then
post...
that did come out on Switch, and then I reviewed it again.
If we were to post a review for a non-Switch game, for an Xbox game right now,
yeah.
Would Metacritic pull that?
I put it up. If we reviewed it within the time frame of other reviews.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if they is Metacritic automated? Does it just pull from RSS feeds or something?
I
or is
don't
it
know.
a dude going through and adding stuff?
I don't know. I know OpenCritic is definitely automated because there's no way that you make the copy pasting mistakes that you do that OpenCritic does.
Yeah.
With manual intervention. But Metacritic, I think, is manual. So that I feel like there is definitely a question
a lot of work.
I definitely feel like
they would have to know to look. Yeah. Well, it may also just be that they have a list of sites, and if it pops up, it pops up.
I think it's a little bit of both. Where I think there's an automated thing, crawling through sites to see what's been uploaded, and then someone looks at it before it goes up.
Sure. They might. It just depends on if they have the sites separated by platform, or if it's just a list of sites that it pulls from and sees what it can find.
I wonder. What I'm wondering is do they even care? Because
right.
I've kind of looked at I'm the kind of very fun person that looks at Wikipedia talk pages.
Yeah.
And I've seen some of them talking about different reputable sources, and they've I've seen them talk about us specifically, and we are considered reputable specifically for Nintendo things.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah, they're smart enough to realize we're a Nintendo site. We're not necessarily a source of news for non-Nintendo things.
Though I will say, if they followed us more closely and listened to our podcast, they would know we're a great source of news for Xbox.
Well, yeah, that's the kind of thing where it's okay, they clearly don't follow us, but their logic,
right.
I get their logic. It makes
sound.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's I'm wondering, does Metacritic give a shit even?
I don't know.
Because we know, okay, Wikipedia would not put one of our reviews on the page for an Xbox game, but would Metacritic does it matter to them?
Well, I can review Avowed if you want. if that game ever comes out.
Mm-hmm. I also remember one time, there was one time where it's just, I went to search on Wikipedia. I just typed in Nintendo World Report and just sorted by talk pages just to see where we were brought up. And one of them was for like one game where people were arguing if the game was notable enough to have to have a page on Wikipedia. And what someone said was, well, neither Nintendo World Report or Nintendo Life reviewed it, and they review fucking everything. So
I mean, it's a good metric.
And that game does not have a Wikipedia page.
We are
must be at the
right
tower.
at. I think this
console
is
should call it back.
right at the end of this dungeon. After this.
Cool. We'll see the cool nosedive in frame rate when you go to the.
Oh yeah.
Right, the boss fights are a thing.
Yes. This one has a giant gun.
Bolt Cutter.
Feels like a very Metroid name. He would definitely be wandering randomly through Chozo ruins for no apparent reason.
He kind of looks like Gore from 3.
Yeah. So I don't actually think this boss is that difficult, but I had a hard time with him on the launch day version. They may have like patched him or something. But he was one where I kept having to sit through a loading screen every time I needed to
You get to be like those FromSoft players that like they always brag about like the difficult boss that they beat pre-patch.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't actually know if they patched him or if it's just easier to beat him on something that can actually run the game.
I still think about that article about Elden Ring. That was like,
yeah.
They patched the game to make it easier, so you don't need to be as good as game journalists.
I love the spice, and then the people in the comments that honestly don't get it. Like, I can't imagine reviewing a Dark Souls game. You know you're gonna get judged so harshly by everyone that interacts with that review for your play.
Oh, I'm lucky that I never got shit for my Bayonetta 3 review, which at this point is a review I do not stand by.
There's we all have those. I have attempted to play through that game 3 times and have yet to make it through.
I am deeply ashamed of the fact that I never thought critically about there's a very random assortment of like what parts of the game the embargo didn't want me to talk about. And I was looking at it and I was like, I could not figure out what the common thread was. And then I realized that the common thread, even years later, I don't know if I'm like supposed to talk about specifics for an embargo, so I'll be vague.
We won't say what they yeah.
But like the common thread was those were the parts of the game that featured a mechanic that fans of the series fucking hate.
Yep. Yeah, that's where embargoes can be kind of weird sometimes. Like, most of the time, it's literally just, like, spoilers.
Yeah.
But now and then, it can be used a little bit more deviously.
Yeah, and it's like, I think back on that review, like, kind of thanking God that no one seemed to really notice my review. Because that could have, like, I feel like it's one where I could have gotten a lot of shit for it. Yeah. And now it's like, well, now that I'm openly trans, maybe I will just never do another review again. Because I feel like that doesn't have many ways that it can go well.
Yeah.
Like, the best case scenario is that no one ever pays attention to my reviews.
That nobody cares.
Yeah. Like, we just, like, I do reviews and then we put your name on them.
That's fine.
Could just come up with like a fake name for me to use,
Yeah,
which we did, and then I was like, no, I can use my.
Have one. Yeah. I can't delete accounts, I don't think, on the site, so it's there.
I'm just thinking like fully fake name.
Yeah.
Like that. Like I was using my real first name, but full fake name. Just literally pretending to be another person. We get someone else to voice the videos, all that.
In a great balancing act, we bring back Don Koopman to voice all of your reviews.
Yeah, I really hate to say it because like I did enjoy like doing reviews for the site, but it's like, yeah, I don't think I ever want my name on a video game review again.
Yeah. That's fair, I get it. Like, it's unfortunate, but I get it.
Yeah. It's like, if someone wants to be the one who, like, my name is on their reviews, maybe we could do that.
Yeah.
But, like, the more that I think about it, the more it just feels unwise for me to do reviews.
I didn't want to tell you over the radio, but the voices we heard didn't come from the ships in orbit.
What do you mean?
This might sound crazy.
You can just use Brett's account.
But I think the voices were coming from inside the core.
So you're Victor.
Joel, get out of here.
What?
Voices were the friends we made along the way. But like on the note of like, I still want to like do things and be useful and helpful to the site. So it's like,
yeah,
I can also like be one of like just the video people where just like send me your voiceover and footage and I'll put the video together. Like,
yeah, I love when I can, like, I did that for Neil for his Zelda video, and it's like, man, it's so nice to just, I don't have to write anything, I don't have to record anything.
Yeah, I get to do the
I'm
easy
not even
part.
getting new gameplay, I'm literally just going into our archive and just pulling footage of Zelda games. Like,
like honestly, like, oh, this is a deeply compressed pre-rendered image.
Yeah.
If you can tell on the Discord stream that that's compressed, then that's how you know.
I remember this cutscene. It's extra bad because they put that extra little like sand cloud in front of it, which like you don't have in the real-time graphics. Like it weirdly gives it away. Like if you just straight rendered the in-game graphics, then it wouldn't be nearly as noticeable.
It was really badly compressed. Oh, I imagine like the load time of like showing. Well, but then now that's the area we're back in though.
I don't think you're in that zone. I think you're in a different loading zone.
We need to find another way into the E-Tower. Don't worry. Kai can take care of himself. He's okay. I know it. He has to be.
Okay.
All right.
So
that's a pretty good progress.
Yeah, we're about 3 hours in.
Yeah.
Solid 7 out of 10 licensed game, I would say.
That's all I'm looking for.
Like the game's reputation. It's a black screen because I'm tapped out, by the way, if anyone's wondering.
Sure.
Oh no. Explorer showed up on the on that when. It's not like anything that I'm worried about. It's just like, oops, that folder is for my work stuff.
All of your secret NDA work files.
I mean, none of it's NDAs. It's just
all of it's NDAs.
I don't want you guys to know the company I work for.
It's Microsoft.
But I did just come out at work though, so like I'm safe. But so yeah, with everything that I've heard about Recore over the years, like you would think this was just like a truly terrible Kusoge kind of experience, and it really was not that.
No.
It's definitely not like an all-timer classic or anything, but like it really does get an unfair rep, I think.
Yeah, no, it's just it's once again, it's like, you know, you said 7, yeah, I'd say 7.5. Like it's not an incredible game, but it's a game that clearly has like some really neat ideas, and like the people making it clearly like were trying to do something and just didn't quite have the budget or time to get there.
Yeah, and so oh no, you guys see the media player that I use to play the music. Yeah, it is kind of like a little bit like a little bit astonishing that it has this terrible reputation for just being awful. And I guess we're just not used to games being of like a less than perfect quality now.
And that,
so.
I mean, that is like, that's the thing I talk about so much with 7.5s is like, once you, I think everybody has this mentality of like 8 to 10 are acceptable games. And if you go below 8, you are garbage. Like it's this very binary view of game scores. Whereas like my personal review scale, and this is different for everybody, but my personal review scale is that if you're above a 5, you are a good game.
Yeah, like there's something there.
Like you're more good game than you are bad game.
Yeah.
And so like this, you know, like we said, it's sitting at around like average between PC and Xbox about a 6 on Metacritic.
I think I started this music too early. It's not. It's gonna. I'm just unmute Recore for a bit there.
But it like, and I think that's fair given where the game was at technically at launch. But yeah, I think as a game now, like, this is good. And even at launch, I still think it was good. It just had some very obvious technical issues.
Yeah.
But it's, you know.
Yeah,
we're at a time where we can play Cyberpunk at launch and then decide now that it's great.
Oh God.
But we can't. But like Recore, nobody's willing to take a second look at.
Yeah, and I, you know, it's the kind of thing where it's like, would I necessarily even like recommend this game? Probably not. But
only for a certain kind of person.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing as like, you know, if someone like is really into this, like I get it. I think that it is kind of giving a vibe and experience that you you don't really get easily from a lot of things. It's trying to do something different for sure, and I think that it is succeeding more than it's failing. It's not like it's not like defining the genre or anything. And it
I don't think it knows what genre it is.
No, I don't think it does, and it's not like super polished in the ways that, like, for example, Metroid Prime might have been. But
well, and especially for a first, like, this was a first-party Xbox game, which I think probably hurt its reputation a little bit too. Like that it's like you compare this to like a first-party PlayStation game of the time. Compare this to Horizon Zero Dawn, which came out like the following year. Yeah, because that is, I remember the marketing for this got put up against Horizon Zero Dawn a lot because it was another game about a girl and her robots. So there were, which is not the same kind of game at all, but you know, it had those comparisons, like look how ugly this is compared to Horizon.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, and Inafune's name sure didn't help.
Well, I'm trying to remember if this was before Mighty Number 9 or after. It released the same year.
Yeah, it was.
I'm not sure if we were aware that Inafune might not be a godsend yet.
Recore was September 13th. Mighty Number 9 was June 21st.
Okay, so it was fresh on the mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't help.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mighty Number 9 might have killed Recore.
Yeah. Which is that this is, you know, this is definitely the best game he made that year.
Yeah. I'm also just wondering if the Xbox audience at the time was going to be open to just what kind of game this is. That's also true. I think especially because on the surface it looks like a shooter. And that is definitely something that the Xbox audience is interested in. But then you start playing it and it's not entirely a shooter. It is doing other things. And I think that might be alienating to them.
It's almost a little like, I don't know, Ratchet and Clank-esque. Like it has shooting, but it's definitely a 3D platformer.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, and they were marketing it with Metroid Prime's name on the Xbox. Like,
which is a little wild.
It's bizarre. I think if this was a Nintendo game, it still wouldn't have done amazing, but I think it would have done much better. I think a Nintendo audience would be way more receptive to this game than an Xbox audience.
Especially like if you take this exact video game and like palette swap a Nintendo IP onto it, then you've got an easy million seller, and that's the floor.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And you'd get people like fervently defending it.
Oh, you've already got a girl and a robot dog. Make it Jet Force Gemini. Like this is easy. Like, though I guess I think Xbox owns that one now too.
Yeah, they do.
They should do something with that. But yeah, I'm glad you didn't immediately bounce off it and hate it.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not going to walk away from this like loving it or even necessarily feeling like I would I would have or should have played it outside of the context of the game club, but like it's definitely given me the appreciation that like I don't even know if I could say the game really has much of a reputation at all. Like I just don't hear people talk about it. And
yeah, it has a reputation as a bomb, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that like there definitely is sorry, I got distracted by that bot and lost my train of thought, but yeah, I get it. I see that there's something here.
Yeah.
So, and I'm glad to have that context.
Yeah.
And I'll let you know if it runs like shit on Steam Deck or not.
Oh yeah. Well, just yeah, it ought to be fine. 720p should be okay.
It's true.
Like it's not a very demanding system.
Yeah. But okay, so now I think it's time to start calling it a night. And this week we've got Mario Party. We're gonna be playing Mario Party 1, Wario's Battle Canyon. And John, I don't think you've been here for a Mario Party 1 before. So, I know you said that it's...
No, I think I was Mario Party 2 that I did with you guys, yeah.
Yeah, I think you said that this was the one you played the most when you were young.
I got Mario Party 1 on launch day, I think.
Nice.
So yeah.
It's going to be fun to discover what things you may or may not remember. Do you remember that it has different dice blocks?
Yes, I've played it. I did a board of it when it hit NSO. Just
well,
against CPUs.
the different dice blocks you need to unlock.
I do remember that though.
Which is why we're gonna have to use Project 64 instead of NSO because we don't have shit unlocked on NSO.
Time for me to just 100% Mario Party.
Yeah, go for it if you can. I tried that once. It takes fucking forever.
Yeah.
and then I did that shit where I ruined my NSO N64 save file. Whoops. So.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
All right. So, Mario Party on Friday. So we'll see you all then. Hopefully progress in near next week. So, have a good night, everyone.
Bye.